Hot mic. Somebody was sucking face over there.
Sorry.
Nope, that's fine. Hey, all about the love.
You guys can hear that, can't I mean, that taxable lifter that's in the umbrella.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rainy Nights with Friends. I'm your host, Rainy Ryder, and these are my friends. Tonight, we have a new face. Juan, this is your first time on, so Juan, say hello and introduce yourself.
Hey, everyone.
So,
To introduce myself. Okay, yeah, I'm Juan. Becca's
Here.
hobby. Yeah, I love writing, and every time like I hear like there's writers around, I'll be like, okay, where show me. Talk to me.
so Juan, how long have you been writing? Everybody else here has done an interview. So, how long have you been writing?
Oh, it's all about him now. Okay.
Okay, probably I would say 32 years. Because I started when I was 13.
17? 13? So 13. Should we?
Well, I'm
A while.
30 plus years. Yeah.
Okay.
I started when I was 13. Yeah.
Well, welcome in the channel.
Thank you.
All right. So tonight we are talking about your writer pet peeves, those things that other writers do that just kind of piss you off because they either make the community look bad or just for whatever reason. So let's welcome everybody else to the channel tonight. So Becca, returning. You've been on a couple times. Gmar Rides has been on quite a few times. And then the ever-present Dry Heat Doug.
So like dry heat means like Arizona or?
Yeah,
Oh,
Central
really?
Arizona.
I
Yep.
did it. Oh, I'm proud of myself.
Good job, babe.
Yeah, you're like Arizona. It looks so plain behind him right now.
The total opposite. to this
Total
here.
opposite. We have flood warnings all around our neighboring cities right now. Some in Washington, some closures, some state of emergencies. We're fine, but the outskirts around us are anything but dry.
Yeah, it's
That
been
only
raining.
happens here like
Non-stop.
2 days a year.
Okay.
Becca, are you in Washington?
We're in BC, Canada, in the lower mainland, so we're
Oh.
not like what, an hour from Washington State?
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're not far from Red Ryder.
No, we're not. She's in Kelowna, right?
She
Right.
was in Kelowna. She's not far from there now, but yeah, she's in that area. She's in that BC area.
Yeah, I think if she's in Kelowna, that area, she's maybe 4 hours away or so from us.
You're
I
about
think-
2 hours from me.
Oh yeah, where are you?
Tacoma.
Where? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Tacoma,
nice.
Washington.
We were just
Yeah.
in Seattle
Yeah.
two weekends ago.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I wish I would have known.
Yeah, it was lovely. I did a
is.
post. You guys know Pike Market there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I did a post and I said Pike's Market, and I got roasted.
No.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't.
I got roasted because I said, wow, it was incredible how many
People are assholes.
jerks. So just so you guys know,
That's
if
too
you
bad.
go, it has to be Pike Place Market or Pike Market. Do not put an S on Pikes.
And I think she
Yes.
did because me.
Maybe
Well,
Because I
That's
said
Pike's
Pike's
Market.
Market.
Yeah.
yeah, it's Pike Place Market, and it's just always been that way. But people should be kind.
People should. So I am from Louisiana, and I was on one time, and I called it Louisiana, and somebody's like, "See, you're not from this area. If you were from the South, you would pronounce it Louisiana." And I'm like, "I was born there. I'll pronounce it however the hell I want to."
Oh, nice.
Everybody's always so picky about their bullshit. I got into it the other day. Somebody came on the threads I was on and said, any of you who are writing books about the military or guns, remember to call it a magazine, not a clip. It is not called a clip. Anyone who actually operates a gun would be frustrated with you. And I said, well, I retired from the military, and I was a master at arms, and an armorer, and a gunsmith, and I'll call it whatever the hell I want to. And then she comes back with this, well, I mean, I didn't mean anything. I mean, that's just what I've been told. I'm like, were you in the military? No. Then shut up.
They said
I'll call it what I want to.
Yeah, the comment was the person was like, I couldn't get past the first sentence because of what I read.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah. Like, who cares?
who cares?
Yeah. So who cares?
No great
Yeah.
loss.
Be kind. You know, we have we have a street here. It's called the Indian name is Shulahoma, but it's pronounced Tachulahoma. And people pronounce it 5 different ways. People pronounce it every way. And people try to tell you, oh, well, let's pronounce this way. I don't care. I live on the street. I'll call it what I want to. So, yeah. But moral of the story, speaking of things that people do that piss you off, welcome, everybody.
Change the name to What I Want To sign. I live on What I Want To Street.
Yeah, I live on Wanawana Street. Wachuala.
Sounds like a great opportunity for a sticker. Like, do what I please.
Yeah. Oh, I have seen a shirt like that. It had a cat on it and says, I do what I want. I cat.
Yep.
Robin's coming in.
It's what I wanna.
I do what I wanna. Robin, welcome.
Hi, Rob.
Hi. All right, I'm still playing with this. I'm traveling with my in-laws at my in-laws' house, and I'm trying to make sure all my stuff is working.
Okay, you leave your stuff where it is. I'm going to go ahead and balance your volume and stuff real quick. So leave yours where it is, and
Okay.
I will fix it. Okay, everything looks great.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to get to where I can actually hear y'all.
We're balancing.
Oh, okay. How about that? Robin, welcome. Well, this is great. Everybody pops in one person at a time, and we introduce everybody one person at a time. It's awesome. It's magical. So, Robin, you have just been on a very long trip. You want to tell us about it?
Oh, you mean the 3.5 years that I lived in Australia, and the
Yeah.
3.5 years before that in California, and now I'm home in Texas.
Welcome to Texas. Nice to have you back. So,
Yes, it is, and finally getting all the bikes home.
Yeah,
They're
you-
starting to come in.
you were down, what was it, like 18 months ago? And you came down for a trip, and you were like in and out. You were like in and gone. You came in, went on a long
Yeah.
trip. I think you went to Babes, and you were gone again. So now you're in Texas. Now you're trapped, sucker.
Yeah.
Now you got to ride with us.
Well, 18 months ago, no, it was more like 15 months ago. I came over and I brought 22 of my Australian friends with me. And we spent 2 weeks traveling in the Southwest, and part of it was Babes Ride Out there in Central Coast. And, took them through there and the Sequoias, the Grand Canyon. I mean, just all over the place. And the coolest thing was how many of them said that the only understanding they had of the U.S. was from the news. And let's all face it, the news is going to say what they want, not what's really going on. And they were completely floored by how amazing the people were here in the U.S. and how much they thoroughly enjoyed their time. So,
Oh yeah, and being from Texas, I'm sure you got this. I was in the Navy. I'd go overseas, and people would learn I'm from Texas, and they go, "Oh, do you have oil wells?" I say, "Yes,
Oh no, the first question. Do
everywhere."
people still ride horses to school?
Yes.
No, not usually.
Oh, I played into it. I played right into it. Any story you want to make up about me, I'm intent
Yeah.
because I want to know how interesting I really am. I mean, because it's obviously more interesting to other people. So yeah, Americans, they think everybody in America either talks like they're from New York or from Texas. Everybody. So it's
So
fun.
the first one is yeah, but the second one, I fail to see the problem with that.
I don't either. We're very calm. So, all right, Robin, tonight we're talking about pet peeves. So get your thinking cap on, think about your best one. We'll go clockwise. So, Doug, what do bikers do that is your pet peeve?
Have New York accents.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that one.
You know, not thinking. I guess there's people out there that just don't think. Yeah, ride within your
Sure.
limits. That irritates me
Yep.
because then I got to stop and help them, and I don't want to have to stop all the time. So
You feel obligated. You're like, okay, it's the brotherhood, but I got to help you. But you're stupid. I'm gonna make you realize that the whole time I'm helping you. But yeah,
it's like there's a law that says you have to stop or something. I don't know. Anyway,
unwritten law. Yeah.
it's not. It's just guys. People that ride beyond their limits. Stay within your limits. That's it. Push it a little bit
Yeah.
when you can, but stay within your limits.
Yeah,
Other than
exactly.
that, other than that, the second thing would be people trying to be something that they're not. Trying to. Yeah, Gmo, you know this. We had this discussion. It's one of those. Oh, I've got my Harley now, so I'm a badass biker. And it's like, dude, you're just as nerdy as the rest of us.
Oh,
Give
yeah.
it a minute.
They're all
okay?
much tougher than I am.
Seriously. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're bad with budgets. Okay, and you're just as nerdy as the rest of us. So take a minute. You're not
Yep.
that. Okay.
My-
Not all bad, honey.
When I had my wreck on the ice here about 2 years ago, and the worst ones, it's like women picking on each other about the clothes they wear. The worst comments I got about my wreck were from bikers who said, "Well, I've been riding for 40 years. I've never been stupid enough to ride on ice or snow." It's like, well, good for you. I'm glad it's your law because I don't follow it.
There's two more things. One is the stigma that guys in the clubs get. There's a stigma that this guy is probably gonna want to fight or something like that. And I gotta tell you, growing up around this, there's nothing better to see than you watch some little kid, 3 or 4 years old, and they get a coloring book out and they're on the living room floor and there's a bunch of bikers, wearing their colors around, the living room. And the first one that's going to jump down on the floor is usually the biggest, baddest guy. And he's going to be coloring in the same book with that kid,
Yep.
and you see this, that stigma that people have, and they're just like, they just kind of look back and be like, it's okay. Just be respectful like you would with anybody else.
I got asked. Yeah, I got asked today at work. Some guy goes, "So is it true? What do biker groups do when you pass them?" I'm like, they wave. They wave. No, do they get really pissed off when you pass them? And I'm like, "Oh, you've been watching too much Sons of Anarchy. You need to quit that right now." No.
If you do anything and you're a dick,
It depends on who you pass.
Other than that,
Yeah, I have never. Obviously some bikers ride slow, and usually the pack riders will ride just a little bit slower, and then they don't care if you pass them. The worst ones are like I'm gonna throw, and I'm not gonna name them, but there's one in this area that they think when they're riding they're the baddest thing on the road, and you've got to cater to them and stay out of their way, and it's like, and I'll just shoot right by them, and then they don't know what to do. But you'll see them by themselves, and it's like, yeah, you can't pass those guys. And they have the unwritten laws about the jackets, or the colors, Oh, yeah, you can't ride without your colors on. I'm like, sure you can. How many of us have been on, and we have all gone on a ride where they said, don't wear colors on a charity ride. Or they'll do these poker runs, and they'll say, if you're in a group ride, with especially if you're in a Harley dealership, because most of the Harley dealerships now, they say don't come in the dealership with your colors on.
I'm going to tell the secret.
Tell your
So
secret.
the reason that club guys will get upset if they're riding in a group. Okay, the reason they get upset if you pass them, just cruise on by and you're and not really paying attention, more or less. There's a guy at the back of that pack that's gonna wave you on, or not wave you on, because coming up on a group, you don't know if they're going to change lanes to hit the exit. And that's the whole point. It's a safety thing. One guy riding that's being a dick, that's not letting you pass him, that's just a guy being a dick. Okay.
Well, a big group ride is a little different, and that's understandable. If it's a toy run, if it's a group run, if it's a pod run, you don't break in. That's like breaking into a funeral procession. You just don't do it.
It's just a safety thing. That's really it. And you've got some people out there that kind of carry it a little too far, and and those guys are dicks. So
I have never. I mean, I guess maybe I knew when to and when not, but I've never got any shit for passing people or.
Go to try to pass them, and they go, "No, you wait." One, there's probably a reason why, and kind of look at them and kind of like, is there something going on up here I need to know about?
Yeah.
But the other thing is, if he's just saying stop because I'm wearing my colors, dude, that's not really the right way to be handling business.
Yeah, and they'll usually, if they see somebody coming up, if they need that exit, your tail gunner will start pulling everybody over, and that's
there also might be something going up on the next exit that you don't want to be a part of. So you might be saying, "Yeah, why don't you hang back here for a sec? Let me take the lead on this one." And it's not going to last for more than a few minutes. So,
yeah, we got to take these guys out.
But we're not going too far. We're not going to go too far into depth on that one, or with my knowledge on that one.
Okay, we'll skip right by that ball then. GMO, what's your thing?
I forgot now.
We'll come back to you.
I don't generally get pissed off about much of anything.
Yeah, right. Okay, Becca.
I'm glad you said that, Jima, because I've been trying to think of what's a pet peeve of mine, and I don't have one yet. Maybe
you don't have to have one, Becca. They really just like to stir the pot.
We don't stir the pot.
They'll poke me until I say something, and then I never hear the end of it. So don't let them nag you into anything. Okay? Don't worry about it.
Like, I do have something, and it's not about a group in particular or a kind of biker in particular, but it's more about all of us riders thinking like, I don't know, maybe Harley riders are slow and annoying, and they have so many rules as the one you just mentioned, dry heat.
Come here, look at Jesus.
Yeah, they have like and also like sport bike riders, they think they need to go like dragging me on every corner, or the dirt bike riders like, why there's like that shouldn't exist. I mean, we're just enjoying going on an engine with two wheels. That's it, having fun.
Yep.
So that's all about it. Like, why those little things like politics exist in our hobby? It makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Just we love riding. I have sport bikes. I have dirt bikes. I have supermoto bikes, and I don't really care. I just want to ride. That's it.
Now,
So, yeah.
there are rules that I'll write for myself, but I won't hold other people to them. And one that's everybody's familiar with the you have the etiquette group, like Journey Jerry's calling them the safety group. If they want to wear all their shit, that's fine. But I'm gonna dress for cold when it's cold. When it's hot, I'm still gonna wear some safety gear. But dude, this is Mississippi. It gets 110, 115 degrees here. I'm gonna be out a lot with my visor up, only gloves on, and I'll always wear jeans. I'll never have shorts on or stuff. I see people wear them all the time. I look at them and nod my head, but I can't write a rule for them. I mean, that's their thing.
And it's funny because if you see cops, the ones with bikes, they only have boots, a little helmet, and a t-shirt. They're not like all bundled up, but all trying to protect themselves against.
Yep.
I don't know, so many things that can happen when you ride. I mean, it's a constant threat, right? We're always having that possibility of being injured or being dead. But man, it's like life. It's like breathing. Like, you can die any little moment. Yeah. And
Somebody told, I remember, Gma and Doug, you'll remember this. This was about 3 years ago. Shay was reading her comments off of her videos, and somebody said that you're not wearing your gloves. I hope you fall off and die. I was like, from not wearing my gloves? What? Really?
Yeah, that's fine.
Terrible.
But no.
Anyways, if we just know, like, every rider outside, even if they're riding a scooter, no helmet, no gloves, no boots, that person is trying to enjoy that moment and is trying to commute to one point to another. That's it. Don't put so much politics in it, so much safety on it, so much nothing. It's just the fact he's using a mean of transportation and enjoying that moment. That's to me, that's all about it. It's just thinking riding is not a religion. It's not it's nothing epic. It's just a very beautiful chance we have to ride them. That's it. But some people takes it like a more than it really is. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're right. I mean, there are things I won't do myself. There are things that other people, and it's funny. Some people have unwritten rules from themselves, and they're so strict about them. But it's things that I wouldn't do. But to them, that's the most important thing. And it's like like everybody here is you ride your own ride. You got to do your own thing. It don't mean somebody might not make fun of you for it, but you can't. Making fun of about somebody is a whole lot different than holding them to the rule and persecuting them for it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
everybody has their own thing that they want or won't do. So speaking of that, Robin, what's different about riding in the States than riding in Australia?
So I gotta wait and share all of my pet peeves later.
Okay.
You have to wait. You have to wait till somebody's not watching.
You have that many of them?
Oh yeah.
Oh, well.
What is with me that I have pet peeves? Because like one of them, I totally go with you on. Ride your own ride. Don't tell someone else how to ride.
Right.
Because that is like the height of arrogance to assume you have the right to tell someone else how to live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stir the pot.
Personal opinion.
I'm gonna stir the
Second,
pot,
same
Gma.
thing.
Go for it,
doesn't
Doug.
Matter.
Hey, Robin.
Yeah.
Have you ever, I don't know, gotten any unsolicited advice from men?
And I raised my hand for that.
Oh.
How much time do you have, Doug?
I'm relatively new compared to you guys, third year in, but I already have a bucket full of stories.
Me.
Yeah.
So one is ride your own ride. Don't tell
Just
someone else how to ride their ride. Two, yes, it doesn't matter what we ride, just that we ride. And that includes not just two wheels, but three. I get so ticked off at people who snub trike riders. They still are in the wind. They're still behind the bars. And whether it be because of age or a physical issue or something, they're still riders. And that to me, that's a pet peeve is don't disrespect a trike rider just because their wheels are free.
You guys are giving me pet peeves.
Well, we have all done this. So when I was in my 20s, I laughed at baggers. When I got older and started going places that I needed more than 30 minutes of gear to go, I fell in love with baggers. And my wife used to say, well, we'll never get a gull wing. We'll never get a touring bike. And then all of a sudden when we started going to Kentucky and Illinois and Ohio and Florida and stuff, it's like baggers are cool. So I got a BMW close to the bagger, and I've already, I had to get rid of my BMW because guess what? I'm 55. I had to get something that was lower to the ground that my hips wouldn't hurt. So now I'm on the Street Glide. And I used to say, oh my God, I will never get a Street Glide. That's the ugliest bike Harley makes. You know what? Now I own one. And if I could, I'd get another one because it's so comfortable. So it's things I think as you age and you get smarter and things happen to you, your perspective changes.
Yeah.
So, and I used to be that.
My mom is 75, still rides her own bike. And a few years ago, she got to the point where she said that she was no longer enjoying the ride because she was having to think and work so hard to stay balanced. So she went to three wheels. That woman, I have watched her drift a freaking trike around a curve. The girl can ride. And I'm like, I'm not worthy, Mama. I'm not worthy. it's so, yeah. You do. It at times, things just, just like we all age and our tastes change, our needs change, and so what bike we ride changes. So
Yeah.
don't respect the fact that they still have the throttle.
I used to have a friend who used to say, windshields will ruin the bike. Windshields ruin your ride. You can't be in the wind with a windshield, until he took a 500-mile trip and said, I think I need a windshield. And then he got a bike with a windshield, and he's like, this is the coolest thing ever. Perspective. And it's the type of riding you do, the type of things you do, your body, how you age, how things happen to you. I used to know guys who's like, I will never wear a helmet. Helmets are stupid. I used to be one of those guys. I didn't want to wear a helmet if I didn't have to. And then one day it was raining and I happened to be wearing a helmet, and I T-boned a truck. And I was told by 4 different people, you'd be dead right now if you didn't have that helmet on. Now I don't care what state I'm in, I've got a helmet on. I mean, and granted, I'll see, if I'm moving it around, and I've been that guy that if I'm moving it around or I'm going down, I might not wear the helmet coming across the yard or whatever, coming across, the compound or something. But if I'm going to get on that highway, there's going to be a helmet, period.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, shall we go on to unsolicited advice from men?
Let's do it.
Oh,
I
fuck.
don't know.
Yeah.
Go, Robin. Robin.
Oh, you- the number of stories I have of standing next. Now, I ride a Harley Road King. So it's one of the bigger ones. It just doesn't have the fairing. And I cannot tell you the number of men that have walked up to me and said, "Oh, honey, you shouldn't be messing with your husband's bike."
Hang on. Was this Bob or was this?
No, this is Scarlett.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been on like thousands of mile cross country road trips. Nobody else is around me. I've got my baggage on my passenger seat. So clearly I'm not riding 2 up.
What did you say? What did you say?
Bless your heart.
So
Special.
I'll tell this.
Yeah.
I'll tell this story because Gma won't. But when we were riding down in Birmingham, she.
You should have said like, no, but my hobby is here. Don't you see him? What do you mean?
Pointed at the bike.
Oh, it fell off.
I just let them in their confusion. You know what? If
Yeah.
It's
they're
the
stupid,
invisible
they
man.
can live in their stupidity.
Yeah.
They just assume. But no, we're in Birmingham. We're at a gas station, and Gma had already told me she's her legs are a little short. She can't help it, and she's like, I just if I can't reach if I'm not on a flat plane where I can reach the kickstand, I just take off and do this side wobble, and it kicks it up for me. She goes to leave the gas pump.
Perfect.
This dude behind her goes unglued fucking monkey chasing a banana. And she's like, what the fuck? And she's trying to turn around. Of course, she's already leaving. And I look back, and this guy's like, her kickstand's up. And I go, okay. We're parking it 10 feet that way. We're going to be fine.
We're good.
And she's like, what is he saying? I said, he's saying your kickstand's up. She's like, fuck him. Yeah, I already told him. We're good. Too good.
But now, riding here and riding in Australia is the biggest difference. Being on the opposite sides of the road is not having to wave. Because you're riding along, in here, and you drop your hand down and you wave, and yeah, and but over there you can't because of the throttle, so everyone just goes. So you get a whole
Hey,
lot
Bob.
of them, and you're going.
It's a Motley Crue concert.
That's funny.
What
I'm
part of
from
Australia
Colombia.
is this in?
Yeah. I'm from Colombia, and there's so many riders on the streets, like all the time, like hundreds of them on each block. She knows because she won.
Yeah, yeah.
So there, it is impossible. You have to be like because there's so many riders, and you don't have enough hands to wave.
Understood.
It gets that way too. Florida, especially when you get down, when you're in the Florida when the sun's out. In the winter, it's not so bad. Of course, when we go in March, it's kind of on and off. When you're in Tampa city limits, there's bikes everywhere. As soon as you leave, then there's like one bike every 5 miles. Then you can start waving again. But inside the city limits, of course, there's a red light every 50 feet. It seems like there's no time to wave. You can't. So you're doing the head bob there. But guys get that unsolicited advice too, and I think women, I think maybe are more like alert to it. And but I get it all the time. I was like, like all of us have pulled into a gas station, and there's three kinds of people that'll walk up to you. There's the one that walks up that says, "I used to have a bike," and that's my favorite. And because they'll talk for 20 minutes about the bike they used to have, and just to look at, and I'll facilitate it because the look in their face. Some dude that's in his 80s, late 80s, late 90s, telling you about the bike he used to have that was cherry. In his mind, it was cherry, had no rust, it was totally sparkly, it was shiny every Sunday, and I love hearing those stories. And then you got the guy that was like, "Oh, I have a friend that was killed on one." And that guy. And then you've got the guy, especially around here in the South, they're like, there are deer everywhere here. It's like, yep, I know. So I've never hit a deer. I've hit an owl, I've hit a falcon, and I've hit a hawk. I've never hit a deer. And
I've hit a kangaroo.
I cannot say that.
I actually have too.
Winner.
You win, Robin. You're I'm going to shut up.
I think I've tied Robin.
I hate it when people try to one-up you. That's a pet peeve of mine. Sorry, Robin.
It was
Just a random tidbit.
I crush it.
Well, I got to hear this story. How? What happened?
It was a little French poodle. I was doing like dirt biking around a little town in Colombia. The town is called Salento. It's kind of famous for tourists and stuff. Very beautiful. So when I was back, I was tired. I was with friends. So no, let's have a drink or a snack or something. Oh yeah, let's go. And in Colombia there's dogs everywhere, right? Like in any Latin American country, you can find stray dogs all the time. So this little pupper went out from his house, and I had no time to break, nothing. It was just, he crossed like super fast, and I was like, boom, boom. Oh. And my friends were like, go. I feel bad about it, but I went up. I went as fast as I could. I don't know what happened to that poor little thing.
Actually, I hit a poodle in Nederland, and it was, so if you go back in Nederland around the refineries, all the roads are shell, like clamshell roads, and they're pitch white. And I was trucking through there, and I was on a four-cylinder. It was what was I on? Oh, it was a 454 Limited. And I was trucking it through there. I was seeing this blob move in the middle of the road, and I thought it was just a bag blowing across the road because it was the same color as the road. And it was a poodle. And I hit this thing, and it just flew to the side and just rolled through the air. And I was like, if I stop, I'm going to feel really bad, and I'm going to try to save it, and it's going to be really bad. And the guy that was with me did stop. And he's like, it's done. And I was like, man, I know it wasn't my fault. I know there's no way I could have avoided it. I didn't do it on purpose. But I still felt so bad about it. And I was like, well.
I still have bad dreams with that dog. Like, no.
Maybe that's why I treat dogs so well now. Dogs and cats. I'm trying to make up for my youth. We've all done that. So, all right, Robin, tell us about hitting a kangaroo.
I was when I was doing the cross country, across Australia trip, and I'm trying to remember where I was. I was somewhere in Southern Australia, and I had took this. And you have to understand, Australia, you're riding along, and all of a sudden, your paved road is not paved anymore. And it was one of those. So, I downshifted, and I was kind of cruising along. It was well maintained, so I could rock kind of easy in third gear. And everyone here in the U.S. has ridden somewhere where they've had a deer that just darts out in front of them. They see you coming. They look at you, and they dart out anyway. Kangaroos are equally as stupid.
Did he try to fight you?
I happened to have an emergency brake, a Harley bagger on dirt, and I just didn't do it fast enough. I clipped his tail, and that thing went like another 20 feet, 30 feet off and turned around. And if a kangaroo could have flipped me off, this one would have.
So he did try to fight
But
you.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
no, no, they're stupid and they're scared. They're skittish like deer. They're Australian deer, just in a completely different package. But yeah, I just clipped its tail,
I
and I think I kind of got to the. It took me about an hour to stop shaking because it scared me so bad. But that's a whole other story.
So here's a question I have to ask somebody that's not from. So I had this New Zealand girl on here, and she said that she's not scared of the snakes, not scared of the spiders, but she's scared of the possums in Australia. What the hell's with the possums in Australia?
I don't know. That must be an Eastern thing. I didn't spend that much time in the Eastern states. I was on the Western half.
So she's from New Zealand, so she took over what the brown something, that part of Australia, and that's where she was. And she said that the possums are vicious. And I'm like, dude, we have possums here. We just had possums in the backyard. We've had a possum in the backyard now for like 3 or 4 weeks. It goes out there, it eats the bird food. We walk out. My wife talks to it. They'll sit out there and have conversations on the back porch, and it's a possum. I mean, I grew up with possums. Possums are really nice. They look at you, and they're obviously more scared of you because they'll play dead. But I'm like, what the hell kind of possums do they have in Australia that you're scared of them? Maybe that's just her thing. I don't know.
No. But I can tell you this, pretty much, if it lives in Australia, 90% of it's trying to kill you.
And that's what I've always believed, and I'm going to keep that
Most
belief.
things in Australia can kill you, can't they?
Yeah, of the 26 venomous snakes in the world, 23 of them live in Australia.
Even platypuses are venomous, right?
You know,
Like the platypus, those weird animals, they look like a dog.
Yeah,
I never got close enough to see one. I did see one live,
Yeah.
and it was in a pond, and we were in the mountains north of Sydney, and I did see an actual oh, was it there? I take it back. It wasn't there. It was in Tasmania, and in a pond behind our hotel that we were staying in one night was an actual platypus, duck-billed platypus. I had no idea that they were poisonous.
Yeah, they have their rear
fucking
paws.
news to me.
Yeah, they're weird.
well, I've heard they've had 9 kinds of venom.
Yeah.
They produce 9 different kinds of venom.
Wow.
Arizona man.
Yeah, they have
Build
something like
platypus
glands here.
Ah,
on Wednesday.
but yeah, no, it's beautiful there. I have a new definition of middle of nowhere.
Oh, I've seen, even in the 80s, I saw enough movies about road trains. And of course, the 80s was big for, Mad Max and the Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Even watching those movies, it's like, there's just nothing there. And if you look at a population map of Australia, there's like 3 population centers, and everything else is like empty. There's nothing there.
It's not far off. So just to give you perspective on 2 things. The land mass of Australia, if you overlay it with the lower 48, it's about the same land mass. So the continental 48 states in Australia are about the same size. However, the population of all of Australia is less than the population of California.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the population density is just not there. So when I was going across from Perth over towards Sydney, and I crossed the Nullarbor for 2.5 days, every 100 to 150 kilometers, so about 60 to 85 miles, you would have a roadhouse that had
Oh, okay, that was my question.
Yeah.
What about gasoline?
has a service station, has usually about maybe 10 to 20 hotel rooms, a RV park, and a pub that's open for 3 hours a day. And that's
Hey,
for 2.5 days. it.
I did see the special about the woman who runs a pub, and the pub is surrounded by kangaroos, and the kangaroos will come into the bar.
Yeah, a lot of them will.
So like you don't try to stop them because they'll knock the door down. If they want in, they're coming in. So you just leave the doors open and they come in.
That happens here with bears. Bears and raccoons.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to buy your own drink and the for the bear.
One for you and one for the bear.
Yeah. The raccoon
Sounds
can open
appropriate.
I'm thinking, yeah, okay, what could go wrong?
it. Yeah.
I bought beers for bears before. I mean, or Marines, whatever. But yeah, same thing. All right, Becca, you have to have a peeve by now.
Okay. How about unsolicited advice? Can we do that instead?
Sure.
Okay. Well, a peeve I have is I spend a lot of time online on social media, and today there was a girl doing a post about it was knocking down people who put their bikes away for the winter and say you're just riding for the trend and you're not a real rider because you put your bike away for the winter. And I dislike that. I don't have, anyways. Yeah, I don't ride in the winter up here. It's really wet. I don't have the gear for it, and I really ride for enjoyment, and I don't find that enjoyable. I feel like I'm too nervous, and so I feel like just frustrated when I see people doing posts like that.
Yeah, I've had the same with guys saying like I'm a princess kind of rider because Barbie rider because I don't ride in the rain. But man, I think it's freaking unsafe and it's okay. I could ride in the rain, no problem. But yeah, but I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it.
I think it's like so. I can't remember who it was that they didn't like riding in the rain, and they went to the Triumph factory and did a 3-day factory ride. And she's like, "Oh, they're going to call the ride off because it's raining." And he's like, "It's Britain. If you don't ride in the rain, you don't ride. They just they just have to get used to it." So that's just like I mess with a guy I'm friends with. This dude will ride 8 months out of the year. And this last June or July, we were going to ride down to Little Sturgis, and it was 114 degrees. And he's like, "Oh man, it's too hot to ride for 3 hours." And I'm like, "You sucker!" This guy rides 8 months out of the year. But as a friend, I'm giving him shit because it's 114 degrees and he won't ride. But lighthearted fun, that's one thing. But just again, if you're just making fun of somebody because you're friends with them and that's fun, that's one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's
I was riding in Bogota, the capital of Colombia, and it rains a lot there. And man, I worked so many days on my bike, riding into the pissing rain, and I got tired of it. So here in Canada, if it is raining, I don't ride.
Yeah, and it's whatever you get used to. Because so I've been in South America. So I did a Unitas cruise. So I've been around, and when it rains, especially like in Colombia and in Brazil, when it rains, it rains. It's like a hurricane every time it rains.
Yeah.
So yes, so I get what you're talking about. So in your mind, that's just danger. Oops, it's raining. I shouldn't do this because you think at any minute. And Virginia was like that. Hurricane season in Virginia. There were times where you pulled off on the side of the road and you couldn't see 10 feet in front of you because it rained so hard.
Yeah, I did that. I did that so many times.
So, yeah.
I mean, here, I think, I can't say for other areas, but the cars here in the winter are not used to riders at all.
Ah, yeah, they don't know. They don't see you.
No.
They assume you're not there.
I don't.
Well, that's everywhere all the time.
Yeah. Well, for sure. Yeah, I realize that, but
no, I hear you. It's because they don't expect you there. There's not even that beginning of a thought to look. Yeah.
When second or third time I went to Florida, was going through Atlanta and got off on what's that street? Douglasville. And it was raining, and someone pulled up beside me, rolled down their window, and went, "It's raining." I know.
No.
I know. And they're like, how can you ride in this? It's like, it's not like I really have a choice. It's like, do I stop and just sit in the rain and not go anywhere for 6 hours and wait for it to stop? I mean, yeah, God did not give me a choice today. God said, ride or drown. Which one do you want to do? So I decided to ride.
Yeah, God did not give you a choice.
I love you, Becca. You're awesome. You're going to tell rainy rider not riding in the rain.
Well, again, it's what you're used to. Now there's times it's raining so hard I won't ride. I mean, there's been even here where I live now, there's been times where it's like, yeah, I'm not riding in this. So if it's raining, I don't mind. If it's cold, I don't mind. If it's windy, I don't mind. If it's raining, cold, and windy, and lightning, no, I'm gonna beg to my wife to let me borrow her car. That's what's gonna happen that day.
You know, I won't, after it drops below a certain temp, if it's raining, I won't ride either. That's how I ended up with frostbite.
Yep, and I did last week. All of a sudden it went from 60s on Monday. Wednesday it was down to 27, and it's like, it just changed too quick. You know, if it cools off slowly, I can gradually get my body used to riding, and I can ride down to like 20. If it's 70 on Monday, 25 on Wednesday,
Not doing it.
that's going to have to be a car day. I've got to get myself, even as long as I've been riding, as good as my gear is, I still have to get used to riding when it's cold like that. So it's not going to happen. Not going to happen over 2 days. But so, Robin, what's the worst rain you've ever been in? Australia gets some pretty good rains down there too.
The worst rain, like the heaviest, or just the worst overall conditions?
The worst you had to ride in because you didn't have a choice.
Actually, it was in North Texas, and that was the time that I ended up with frostbite. I was riding from Santa Fe, New Mexico to just east of Amarillo, and I'd gone up through Taos and Angel Fire. A beautiful ride. It was in the
Oh, that's beautiful through there.
gorgeous ride.
Yeah.
Get over into the Panhandle, and a front catches up with me, and it went
Yep.
from 50 and beautiful to cloudy to it came through. It was 37 in misting rain, and about an hour from my family's house where I was heading to, I had been cold for so long I was no longer shivering.
That's when you got to park it.
And I couldn't. There was nowhere to park it. I was in the Panhandle of Texas. There's not even a ditch.
Right over to Oklahoma. Yeah, jump into a cornfield.
Yeah, and so I just had to push through, and it took me about an hour after I got to Denise's, and she put me in front of the fireplace, and she just started handing me, lukewarm water. It took me an hour to start shivering again. So that's probably the worst wet weather I've ever ridden in. And even to this day, whenever the temperature swings too much, this part of my hand I can't feel, and just goes dead. Because that was the one part that I was able to keep most of me dry, but that was one part that just I couldn't because of when you're riding, that's just.
My hands hurt just thinking about that.
Me too, I can feel it.
Heated grits.
That was the worst. The next
Dude.
one behind that was going through Melbourne, or just east of Melbourne, Victoria. And it poured on me for 3 days. Fortunately, it was like 60s, so it wasn't too bad as far as the temperature, but it was just, I was never so glad for Gore-Tex in my life.
So I was just talking about God will tell you things. So me and Diana, when we first got the RT, this was back in 2006, 2007, we're coming back from Ohio. And we got into Indiana, right outside of Indianapolis, and it started raining so hard I couldn't see the road. But I could look down on my right and see the white line. So I got like where the white line was like a foot off of my foot and just followed it. And next thing I knew, I saw these reflectors. I'm like, holy shit, am I running off the road? It was the exit. And I got to the bottom and there's a red light, and then right across from the red light there was a Holiday Inn. And I'm like, well, I guess that's a sign. It's time to stop. And but Diana, my wife, such a good sport. We had headsets. We just got the radios. We just got the Cardos, and all I could hear was her laughing the whole time. And I'm like, are you nervous? Are you scared? And she's like, no, I trust you. I was like, shit, you're the only one. Hell, I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, we pulled in, and it was it was just it was a perfect hotel, perfect place, perfect time. And we get in there, and they're like, all we've got is a suite with a hot tub. I hope you don't mind. We'll give it to you at the 2-bed rate. And I'm like, well, if we got to, yeah. So nice little romantic getaway. We went up there and had the hot tub. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, sometimes it's like, sometimes you got to take your sign. Doug, same question. Or does it even rain in our, I'm just kidding. Doug, what's the worst weather you've rode in?
Worst weather was that area she was talking about, actually, between Amarillo and whatever the heck that first town is in New Mexico with the truck stop. Yeah, that's bad. The wind gets you. The rain gets you. Gma, are you taking off? Or
Gma, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in.
I'll be back in a little bit.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Yeah, that section right there. It's pretty good crosswinds coming from the south. You know, lane changes were God given. So, you know, it just, when the wind kicks up, you change lanes and you kind of hope to get back. So it's kind of that area is just bad for it. Other than that, the only thing that bugs me about rain is when it turns into hail. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, you know, the only time that I would be out riding and it happens to hail would be if I'm in a half shell helmet and not a full face. So I just quit wearing half shells now. Okay, because that shit hurts. It's just not good.
Yeah, I've only had one half shell, and it's when I had back when I had the Saber, and it just looked good on the Saber. And like the second time I rode in it, it rained. Put it away, went to the full for a while, got it back out. That very next ride, it rained, and I'm like, maybe this is a thing. Maybe this is a sign. So yeah, I just quit wearing the half shell. It's still in the garage. It's still on display in the garage on the shelf, but it's like just not for me. And then after I did decide to start riding it, it just never felt right. I was on the wrong bike. The wind lift was wrong. It was like, okay, this is not my thing. Not my thing.
Yeah. The only thing that kind of scares me about weather are the haboobs here. You know, when we get those dust storms. Yeah, because when they happen, and
Complete brownout.
Can't see 15 feet in front of you, and it's not really not seeing what's in front of you; it's what's behind you that can't see you. So, yeah, when you see it coming, if you're on a bike, get off the road. And then I guess lightning, because you know on a motorcycle you don't have the Faraday effect, so you're not like in a car that gets hit by lightning where it just travels around in that Faraday cage and hits the ground. It hits here.
What's a Faraday? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
It's a cage effect. Let's just put it that way.
Somewhere for the lightning to go besides you.
Yeah. So yeah, somewhere for the lightning to go. And on a bike, you don't have that. You have your head. You know, it's the highest point.
You've got that fancy thing between your legs with 5 gallons of gas in it. That doesn't.
Yeah, you know.
That's not supposed to get struck by lightning.
I don't think after I got hit by if I ever get hit by lightning on a bike that I'd be worried about the gas tank. You know?
It would hurt a lot.
Probably coming off the bike. But yeah, no, lightning. It was the same matter of fact, the same area. I went through a lightning storm, and when I got to that truck stop, that gas station, I stopped in there and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna look this up. And I did and realized, wow, that was really stupid. I don't think I need to do that anymore.
Lightning is stupid even if it doesn't hit you. I've been riding before, and the lightning has been 100 feet off, 200 feet off the side of the road, and it still just knocks the shit out of you. You can feel it in the air. It knocks all the wind out of you. You can't breathe for a while. It feels like a sunburn. Lightning is bad shit.
If you can see the steam left over after the lightning strikes, it's too close. Okay.
You have to be close enough to lightning to experience any of that. Yeah. Makes me kind of.
Yeah, a lot of us don't. You know, I didn't think about it for 25 years. I had never thought about riding in lightning, and then it just happened that day. I was like, wow, that was really dumb. I don't think I'm ever going to do that again.
it's one of those things you forget about. If it's sometimes, and I hate to say this, knock on wood, sometimes, not us because we're old and we're smart, but sometimes you have to be really hurt to realize something is bad for you. In the military, we call it a self-correcting error. It's something that happens to you. Then once it happens, you're like, I'm never doing this again. And the bad thing is, after a few years go by, you forget what it's like. It's like women say this about having babies. They're like, they have a baby and they're like, I'll never do this again. And then 5 years later, boy, I really would like a baby. That would be awesome. It's like, fuck, that's why I didn't do this. Now I remember.
Never say never.
Exactly.
Becca and Juan, same question. What's the worst weather you've had to ride in?
I am very boring in these questions because I don't have any fun stories.
You're in Canada. You have weather. Tell us your worst. It's
No, just coming after we've been for a ride and it starts raining on the way home. That's all I got for you guys, I swear.
Well, the thing is,
I
what
like
I'm
your style.
saying is they're smart enough to get out of the bad weather.
women are much smarter than men because we're hard headed.
I want
I'll
to
be
ride
like,
with
the
Becca
rain
and Juan
is coming,
all
I
the
can
time
feel
now.
it. It's time to go.
It's like,
But Juan has
yeah,
some-
riding with Becca and Juan. It's starting to rain. We're going to go to a restaurant.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I can feel it in the air.
You could talk me into pie. You could talk me into this. I'm fine. I'm done. I can not ride the rain if there's pie available. So
But Juan has some stories from Colombia's
Well,
weather.
yeah, I have traveled like pretty much across all Colombia, and the temperature there can go from, I'll talk in Celsius because I don't know Fahrenheit,
Yeah.
but it's like from 45 tops to 1 and 2 degrees, like Celsius. I don't know what's that on Fahrenheit.
it's 110 down to 35.
Okay.
Yeah,
there you
exactly. And you can experience all of them in just one ride. Why? Because let's say you're traveling from Bogota to Bucaramanga, which is another city close to Venezuela. So you go up on the mountains, very windy roads, full of trucks, and it can rain really bad, even have some hail on you, and on the same freaking ride, be like 1 hour later, like 40 degrees with the sun hitting on you like really, really, really hard. So it's not like I have experienced snow or deserts or something really extreme, but that is extreme by itself. Like going
No.
through
All the
all those different changes in temperature in a period of 2 hours. So yeah, and that proves you as a rider, like gives you a lot of experience how to deal with different weathers, different conditions, and yeah. But you get tired of it. You just want a fun ride, and you're going through all these scenarios. So that's why at this moment I just want to have fun rides. That's it. Something fun, sunny, beautiful. Done.
I'm with you. Nothing wrong with that. But Albuquerque was that way. We left Phoenix. It was 95 degrees. We ride into Albuquerque, and if you've never been to Albuquerque, it's in the middle of a freaking volcano. It's a crater. It was 95 when we left Phoenix. We rode into New Mexico. We're riding up, and all of a sudden we come over the ridge and get down in Albuquerque, and it's snowing.
Yeah.
It's like the weather changes so drastic so quickly. And the weird thing, we pull in at like 9 o'clock at night, and if we come over the crest, you can actually see that it's a crater. It's in the middle of a volcano. And it was so weird. I say volcano, but it's definitely a crater. It looked like a freaking volcano. I'm going to call it a volcano. But yeah, it was just drastic. It's insane.
And was your gear like proper for that?
Well, luckily we were in a car that time because we had gone out on a cruise. I should have said that in the beginning. We had gone out on a cruise. We decided to go from St. Louis down to Mobile, Alabama. The cruise came back, and we used to be this way. We used to just take off and go, let's go somewhere. And we've done it on the motorcycle a couple times, and we turned a 2 or 3 day trip into like 7 or 8 days. But yeah, we were in a car at that time, so it was more fun, more tolerable. So we'll just say that. Biker girl, how are you?
Yay!
Good. Hey guys, how's everybody doing?
We are fantastic. So obviously, apparently, we have two different topics tonight. We've got one, the worst weather you've rode in, and two, things that other bikers do that piss you off. Which train would you like to jump on? Open season. What would you like to talk about?
Oh my goodness sake.
What grinds your gears?
Yeah, I know, right? I don't ride with a lot of other people, so I feel I'm a little insulated. I really don't like riding with other people. But if I had to ride with other people, it's a failure to maintain a consistent speed. Which I think is the same in cars. You know, that whole no, I just need to go at consistent speed. And I think people who just try and block you, and that's the same in cars too. Like their time is more important, or their emergency is more important, and I'm going the speed limit instead of maybe they have an emergency. I don't really care, you know. So I'm gonna, if someone's going faster, I move out of their way. If someone is in my way, I'm just gonna, you know, grip it and rip it and, you know, shovel my way on past them.
I do have another pet peeve, and and this is probably because any bike I've ever owned looks like a cop bike. It's either been totally black or it's been gray or white. But when you get behind somebody and they're going stupid slow, 5 below the speed limit, and you go to go around them, and once you get past them, then they hurt. They absolutely hurt because a motorcycle passed them, and then they're going 20 above the speed limit. Every time, but you got to catch me. So yeah. And again, it's
And if they're behind you, you're winning.
yes. I have that. Well, the BMW I had on the rearview mirror, I had stickers put on that said "Object in the rearview mirror are losing." Where it says "Objects in the rearview mirror may appear closer than they are," mine says "Objects in the mirror are losing."
Objects
I like
keep
that.
getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Now, I got a friend in Australia who has, and it's a big sticker on the back of her panniers on her saddlebag. It says, "You were just passed by a girl."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But jumping on that reminded me another one of mine, you know, like that whole yo-yo effect of the inconsistent speed. Lack of lane discipline when you're riding in a group. It's
Yeah.
like, stay staggered. If you can't stay staggered, then get at the back of the freaking group.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I want world peace.
Stay in your lane, you know, just stay in your space.
Stay in your party lane.
Chasing Ghost is talking about down in Texas how heavy the storms are. I remember when it first starts raining in East Texas, when the big drops hit the dirt, clouds fly up like it's a meteor. And then all of a sudden they hit you hard enough to like make you flinch. The drops are so damn big.
Yeah.
And Texas, Robin, which part of Texas are you in?
I'm in the Bryan College Station area, Central.
Okay, so you're not too far. It's rained in Texas before where fish have fallen out of the sky. I've been hit by crawfish before. Because when the hurricanes come in, the water spouts will actually pick fish up out of the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
And when the water comes back down, we used to joke that it would pick up eggs out of the Gulf of Mexico, and by the time it dropped them in the middle of Texas, they'd be full-grown fish. Because but it does. The water spouts pick up fish and drop them when they get over land enough to slow down the wind. The fish fall. They will literally swim in the air in these air currents, and sometimes they fall frozen, just like hail. These things will actually fall, and there'll be frost on them. Good times.
Wow. I see.
Good times.
I've ridden in hail. I don't want to get smacked by a frozen fish.
You've never heard the joke about the shark in the middle of the forest? Actual true story. So they in California they're fighting wildfires, and one of these scooper planes had actually picked up some fish out of the ocean, and when it dropped them on the fire, there were fish in it. So they said it's not uncommon to find in these forest fires to find fish. And there was like a 3-foot bull shark that they had dropped in the middle of a forest. And they found it like
Oh my God.
3 or 4 months later. This shark carcass in the middle of a forest. And by then, the black had started to go away, the green was coming back, and someone's like, "How the hell did this shark get out in the middle of the forest?" But true story, or so they say. And if it's not true, never let the truth get in the way of a good story. Right, Doug? But no, I've actually seen it rain fish in Texas, and I'll stick to this story.
So I heard you talking about Albuquerque and going from Phoenix to a snowstorm, and I have experienced that in the opposite route. Driving from, I was on my way from Arkansas. I was headed back to California, got stuck in Albuquerque. It was raining sideways, and they had traffic stopped on the interstate, some like train derailment, and we're all sitting there, and it is just like going sideways. And I managed to split just enough to get next to a semi truck, so I was kind of keeping some of the wind off of me. And they made us stop for the night. So, dry the gear off, all that. The next morning, we were still rerouted, and I had to go up and around. And it is blizzarding, whiteout blizzard. So, we went from the rain to the blizzard. And I have just enough gear, to stay warm enough. It was cold, but I had enough. So when I came to where I either go straight, around the Grand Canyon or turn and go to Phoenix, I went to Phoenix. So but in the same day, I had frostbite and a sunburn. And it was just like, thank God, Phoenix. Oh my God, let me shed all my layers, get some sun on the skin. Yeah, it felt good.
And I laugh at your pain.
I know. It got there at sunset, so it was like, only like 87 degrees or something like that.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The two from Canada are looking at the rest of us going, y'all are crazy.
Drew asked if there's ocean bears. Yes, there are. They're polar bears. Here's something I learned the other day, and it's actually scary, and I wouldn't have believed it if I wouldn't have saw the video. A dude was out in a lake and saw something under the water, and he thought it was a big fish. It was a moose. Moose will snorkel. Moose will swim under the water to get algae. And he's like, he sat there waiting for this thing to come up, but it took 3 or 4 minutes for it to come up. This thing was down, had swum down to the bottom of the lake, was eating algae off the bottom of the lake, and then would come up, surface, breathe, go back down. But he had a movie of this thing moving under the water, and he was like, it was the scariest thing you've ever seen. It was actually kind of frightening because moose, as we know, weigh like 1,200 pounds, and they're huge.
They're huge.
They're huge. I'm talking to the Canadians here. They know this shit. They're huge. Scary. So, a new fear unlocked.
Yeah.
Fucking moose NATOs. Ugh.
Moose
Potatoes, right? So somebody I was talking to on Instagram, I don't know, just the last couple days, and so it's fresh in the mind, telling me I heard it from a nurse on duty about a guy who was riding his bike, hit a moose, and split it in half. And I went, well, bullshit.
No, a baby moose.
That is true. And it's like, moose are tall. Like, people don't realize how tall moose are.
Maybe he was riding a katana.
He was riding a laser blade.
I was like, I don't want to, burst your bubble, but no. Deer, I've heard of it. It's rare, but a moose, not an elk either.
I could see the moose cutting the rider in half.
Right?
But
Yeah.
I was
the other way around.
Yeah.
So,
did they argue with you? Did they argue with you?
I was like, I truly believe they went underneath a moose, but yeah, I don't think you went through a moose.
Sometimes you have to just shake your head and go. So, have you ever heard the term arguing with a pigeon or playing chess with a pigeon?
No.
A pigeon, if you're playing chess with a pigeon, the pigeon will strut all over the board, knock the pieces over, and shit all over the board and swore it won, whether it's winning or not. Sometimes you're arguing with a pigeon. It doesn't matter. You just have to go, okay, you win, and walk away. It's just not worth your time.
True.
And that's definitely one. Have any of y'all seen the video where the two moose are fighting in a neighborhood? And the moose are like locking horns, and they're bouncing back and forth, and they're bumping these trucks and cars in the road like they're not even there. And they're literally bumping these cars, and the cars are like raising up 2 feet in the air. They're oblivious to them. It's insane. New fear unlocked. I never want to meet a moose. Not even in a zoo. Just stay away.
I need the
matches
puppy.
mold.
I know, right?
No.
I'll be right back. Keep talking. Now, yeah. While I'm gone, you can cuss and stuff. I'll be right back.
Gotcha.
And everyone all of a sudden wants to give a dog massage.
I know. This is Stella.
Hi, Stella.
Stella has not got on the bike yet, but she loves the bike. She wants
Really?
to sit on it. She'll sit on it. I'm training her with the rec specs right now. She is not a fan, but she will tolerate them.
What is that?
And she's gonna go out for some rides. The rec specs. So there's goggles, which are the individual goggles, and then there's rec specs, which fits specific breeds, specific nose sizes, blah blah blah. But it's more like a snorkel mask.
Cute.
And then
Oh, so
the
it's
lenses
one.
pop in and out. Yeah, just one.
How's it look again?
Just like that. And
So
so
mean.
it's one lens that you can put in like the what do you call it, sunglasses or just clear or whatever. So
Yeah.
Okay. So she's tolerating them?
if she's eating peanut butter, yeah. we haven't gotten past peanut butter. I might have to smear the inside of the crate with peanut butter.
You put peanut butter on your what?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to remember that.
Yep, you jumped in at the wrong moment.
All over.
I read this story in a Penthouse forums. Don't even repeat it. Nope.
What are you doing with the peanut butter?
Peanut butters and Labradors. Anyway, all right. So, biker girl, anybody ever told you how to ride your bike better? You ever had it mansplained to you?
Oh my God, right? A little bit. I have a lot of guys tell me, well, once you learn how to ride or, trying to make this, everybody wants to, here's the deal, it's like people want to come over and talk at the gas stations and I don't mind to a certain extent, like I'll encourage conversation if it's, I don't know, if it's respectful, yes. The second that, I don't know, they start telling you, you need a smaller bike, I just have to turn around.
Oh yeah, I've been told that many a time.
Oh.
Yeah, you need a smaller bike.
So the BMW, somebody come up to me and said, "Wow, they're making those things look like real motorcycles now."
Oh, jeez.
And I said,
Well,
"What?"
But that doesn't surprise me because she has been told she needs a bigger boyfriend, a bigger husband.
Well, I told him, I said, this bike is 1600 cc's. He goes, "Wow, that's really big for a scooter." And I'm like, "No, this is a motorcycle." And he goes, "It's real?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "How big is a normal motorcycle?" I said, "About 1000 cc's, 1200." He goes, "So 1600 is big?" And I go, "Yeah."
You're funny.
I'm like,
A little small there.
oh,
That's the whole comment about from Becca and Ron, didn't you?
Yeah, the 9 out of 10 times I'm riding with Juan, so I don't get a lot of those comments at the gas stations, but posting my rides online on Threads or on Instagram is where I get the bulk of my unsolicited advice. So the worst one, though, that most of it doesn't, I can let it go, but the worst one was like someone who I thought was like friendly in a way, like we had been mutuals for a while, and Juan and I do a lot of cone work in big open industrial lots, and I would love to do Moto Gymkhana and work on those. I love watching it, and I so anyway, so we do a lot of drills and practice, and so his comment, like I don't know, about 8 or 9 months ago, came out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey," he's like,
Thank you.
"Why did you even buy a motorcycle if all you're gonna do is weave around cones?"
Yeah, that's so stupid.
And it really hit me because I felt like it was, anyways, because we had been liking each other's posts and we were all connected and stuff, and I was like, wow, that actually really stinks. And I don't know you personally, but that was a really dick hit.
And who are you to judge
Yeah.
the use you'll have with your motorcycle. Man, if I buy a motorcycle just to display on my freaking
It's your choice.
living room, like why would you care?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have a friend I've interviewed on the channel, Brianna Cutler. She rides motorcycles. She's a racer, and she rides in the build your own race track. She used to ride on the street. She was an avid street rider until she started racing on the track. Racing on the track is when she realized people on the street are dangerous. Now she races in two different classes now on racetrack, but will not ride a motorcycle on the street. And who the hell is going to tell this girl that rides 140 miles an hour on a track that she's wrong because she won't ride on the street?
Yeah, it was so out of this, like, so I said to him, I can't tell if you're taking a jab at me or if you're, yeah, something like that. Can't tell if you're joking or taking a jab. And he's like, well, a bit of both. I was like, screw you. You just take a jab at me?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so one had posted a video not too long ago of him doing really nice leans on figure eights in the same lot. So I was so pissed off still about this. I tagged that guy and I was like, hey, how come you're not asking Juan why he's only doing figure eights in a parking lot? Or is it only because you pick on people who you think you can get away with it? He's like, no, I just don't understand it. Ride your own ride.
And you don't have to understand it. Yeah, it's like Drew just said, people who can't criticize.
Yeah. I mean, I've been riding almost 10 years, well, right at 10 years now, and I still, at least once a month, get out, pull out the cones, and practice those slow speeds, because when you ride those big bikes, you have to keep your skills up. And riding is a skill, and if you don't practice, you lose it.
I live at the end of a boulevard, and every morning when I leave for work, I have to go down and do a U-turn on the road to come back up it. And it's probably the best thing for me. And so 3 different bikes I've ridden in the last month. So I've got the two Harleys in here, and I had the BMW before. Every one of those bikes is different. And it's awkward sometimes to so I'll ride the Sportster for a while, jump on the Street Glide, and I'll do a U-turn in the street with the Street Glide, and it's like, holy shit, I turned too short. This thing's too easy to turn. And then it's funny that the Street Glide is easier to turn than the Sportster, but they're different bikes. It's not that one is easier. You have to keep training yourself for every bike you have. You have to train yourself on it and retrain yourself. So dude, I say train every day.
I think Robin really hit the nail on the head on and we're all kind of guilty of it in little ways or big ways, and that's ignoring the slow speed stuff.
Yeah.
It's ignoring the slow speed work that needs to be put in.
Yeah,
So-
everybody goes straight really well.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, like the way you enjoy your motorcycle, like it's your own business. Like it's no one else's business.
Yeah.
Like I have 4 motorcycles, and all I do is going with Becca a couple or 5 kilometers away, practice on cones, like different drills, different stuff, like some stunts because I like to wheelie and do some of that. But man, that's the way I enjoy it. And but you're having a Ducati and you're not even like going to the track because I don't want to. I
Yeah.
just want to have my Ducati just.
That's
to
not what I
show
want to
off.
do. Yeah. I did a tire change video, and somebody's like, "Oh man, you haven't even turned the chicken strips off of that thing yet, man. Why are you already changing your tire? You have wrong air pressure, and you're trying to do wheelies too many times, and you're doing burnouts." And I'm like, "No, I get on this bike and I go in a straight line for 1,200 miles. I turn around and come back." I said, "I do." I'm probably doing 1,500 miles a month on this thing, just going to work and back and riding around where I go. It's in a straight line. I don't take every corner at 80 miles an hour.
You're not scraping
Yeah.
floorboards.
Another guy who does track like very often, and he's all the time like, because he sees me practicing those drills with cones and stuff on the sport bikes, and he goes like, "Why don't you come to the track? You need to come to the track as soon as possible." That's not like pretty much like my riding has no value because I don't show everyone that I'm going to a track. I'm going fast.
Yeah.
Like, man, I can go really fast, and I have gone really fast. But my goal is not to show anyone that I can go fast. It's just the way I enjoy my bikes, and I post it. If you don't like it, just don't see it.
Yeah. Don't be mean. Just keep scrolling. You
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
like to post it. Keep scrolling.
Why are
don't
you
like
even
what I
following
said,
me?
Keep scrolling.
Well, like and
Thanks for
subscribe,
watching.
and then
Appreciate
keep
that
scrolling.
Yeah, I promise you, there's 6 million channels on YouTube. You'll find somebody that does the same dumb shit that you like to do. That's why I have subscribers on my channel. There are at least 2,000 people who like to watch the same dumb shit that I like to do. So I lucked out on that. And if you don't like to do my dumb kind of shit, there's another channel for you, and have a ball. So yeah. But, oh yeah.
It's
So,
interesting. There's 6 of us on here, and I'm sure that we have 6 different styles of riding. I mean, just in our small group, that there's a million other people out there riding, and everybody else is different. And you've all seen this too. Like, so we were talking about the gas station. You pull into a place, and there's, your hardcore, what you just look at and see is a hardcore biker. They got the chain to the wallet and the beard and the handlebar mustache, and you just know that they ride a chopper. And dude come over and, like, oh, how many miles he got on this, and I forget how many, I said whatever it was, and he goes, on this bike, when did you buy it? Well, I bought it new, and he's like, I don't even have 10,000 miles in my whole lifetime. And I was like, judge a book by its cover right there. Like, we were both guilty of it, It went 2 ways.
well, and you did the best thing for anybody to do. Open a dialogue and start talking about it, and you'll find out so much about people. And here's what's funny. I'd watched a couple of Robin's videos before I interviewed her, and I was surprised that it's like, she sounds like she's from Texas. No, it can't be, because she's in Australia. That must be like an Australian twist thing. And then when I started talking to her, I was like, damn, she is from Texas, because I'm from Texas, Louisiana area. And if I had never said, excuse me, what was your name back then? It wasn't Moto by chance. It was something else.
I was going, it was before we rated it. It was Robin the Lady Biker.
Robin the Lady Biker. And so it's like, excuse me, Robin Lady Biker, perchance would you like to be interviewed on my channel? And so I interviewed her, found out all about her, and found out we're raised probably not far from each other. Same thing with, is she still on? Chase and Ghost. Me and Chase and Ghost used to hang out in the same places around Galveston and Houston. It's amazing what you find out about people when you start doing this. And it is so cool. And I love it. That's the thing.
And Robin, we've been in the same circles. I was in Orange County for 10 years, and you were based out of SoCal with Rowdy Rider. What are they? Rowdy Ones, I think. Or who's the girls club out there? I forget. They're really awesome.
Was who I was riding with out there.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was in Santa Barbara County, just north, and it's a small world.
Absolutely.
But it's a good one.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
It's the only one we
Love it.
How come I can't ride with a women's group? Man, what the heck? That'd be great.
You can ride with the girls. You just gotta keep up, son.
You can ride with them, but they make you buy the ice cream,
Right.
which is fine.
I will buy all
Which is
the
fine.
ice cream. Okay.
All right, guys. Hey, I've gotta say goodnight. I need to go spend some time with my family. So
Robin, thank you very much for coming in. You're welcome. Any Friday, Robin, you're welcome in.
I'll be jumping in periodically, especially as I keep getting all the bikes and
As they come home.
Here in town.
Please do. We need more knowledge.
Never enough. Never enough knowledge, never enough stories. Thanks, Robin.
Night, guys.
Good night.
I like her.
Oh yeah, she's like a piece of again. I love it. So same thing when I talk to Ghost, it's like it's a piece of home, and I love being able to talk to people who remind me of the good times I had. Nice piece of home.
I don't know about these Canadians you got in here. They don't sound Canadian to me.
No. Oh, really, Becca, say Ohio.
Ohio.
Say Chicago.
Chicago.
Say Canadian.
Really?
If you catch her when she's not focusing on it, that O gets really long.
Juan sounds Canadian.
Where are you guys at in
What?
Canada?
Oh, thank you.
I love you guys.
I wish Bleak would have came in. Bleak he went for a business trip down to Medellin. It was Medellin. And he was talking about the Medellin, Colombia.
Medellin.
Medellin.
The L's
See.
are J's. L is a
Yeah,
J.
double L's.
Medellin is Louisiana for Medellin.
Oh, okay, there you go. But he was talking about when he got there, they got him a scooter, and he was riding a scooter, and he never knew when to go, when to stop, when to turn, because he kept like trying to do traffic. Oh, I'm supposed to stop. I'm supposed to let this guy go. And they were literally just like catching him up like a fish in a school of fish, and just like pulling him along. And he's like, no, you don't stop. If everybody's moving, you just move. You don't stop. With the lights red, doesn't matter. Keep moving. You got to go.
Yeah, the rules there are very organic. It's not like here in Canada or the States, you have very clear, like fixed rules. No, there is go with the flow and be alive. Try to survive the day. And,
Yeah. So it was actually, if you think like for Juan coming to Canada from Colombia, here is like the motorcycles. We get a bubble, right? We're supposed to have our space protected around us, and where we are, it's illegal to filter as well. We're not allowed to filter, even at slow speeds or stop and go traffic. It's illegal. So for him in Colombia, that's like how you survive.
yeah, you go like, what's the name of that? Like,
Waving, filtering.
yeah, like
Rocker.
waving like
What? Yeah.
cars and stuff. Like,
So here, for him to sit behind cars when there's all this open space.
I was so frustrated, but then now I'm used to it. But
But
well, I was
it's
so
like he
frustrated.
wants to go.
I'm not really good at reading law, but about this room.
I think guys, we've got to go have dinner.
Thanks for coming in. You're always welcome. Come in anytime. So Juan, I have to interview you now. You've been on the show. We got to do an interview. We're gonna work this out. Becca knows the drill. Get a good picture of him. Leave a little picture on the side where I can make a thumbnail. That'll be awesome.
Put some good pictures up in the.
All right, get with me. Tell you when you want to do.
I didn't get your name though. Yeah.
But biker girl.
I'm Liz.
Liz. Okay. Becca and Juan. Are you?
God, she
I can't
actually
see
Nice
your
to
handle.
meet you guys.
What is your handle?
Just a bike girl.
Just a biker girl.
I'll find you. Okay, guys. Thank you for
Thank
having us.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
I like them too.
Aww.
Oh, yeah, she's fun.
Better than Canadians, eh?
So Becca is doing interviews also. She's she's not like loose and free with like mine are. She does a very tight studio interview, and then just does this crazy thing. She edits them and makes them actually watchable. Yep. So yeah, she's moving up. She's doing her little thing, and they look very good. So she's got a cool thing going. So yeah, watch out for her. If you guys are out there, look her up. And she's doing some cool stuff too.
Like, he's pretty good. I like him. He's got nothing to prove, and he just loves what he does. Man,
Right?
there's nothing better than that.
Yep. That's what I love.
Nothing at all.
So have either of you ever had somebody at a gas station tell you, looks like your back tire's worn out. You should replace that.
You oughtas. It's the you oughtas. A lot of you oughtas. You know what I ought to do? I ought to do whatever the hell I want.
My
I
favorite
oughta
thing
get
and
on
all.
Knowing now.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing is, so obviously I have the Sportster. And the Sportster actually has more torque off the line because it's uncontrolled torque. You know, the BMW, the Street Glide, they both have this control thing where when you squeeze it up, it won't let you wheelie and they're heavy and stuff. The Sportster wants to jump out from under you every time you twist the throttle. And people will tell me all the time, oh, it's Sportster. Isn't that like a beginner's bike? I was like,
Oh my God.
why don't you try to ride it? Go right ahead. Because even now, one, I say light. It's like 450 pounds. It's not very heavy. And there's no torque. There's no wheelie control. There's no slip control. There's no traction control. When you're going around a corner, I have lost that back tire quite a few times. And the only thing that's kept me from crashing it is being a very good dirt rider also. So, and that's the good thing about the Sportster. It's also kind of light and you can treat it like a dirt bike. But I'm like, yeah, you want to try to ride it? Go right ahead. Have a ball. you'll find out how good them girls at are riding, because it will get away from you.
That was kind of the same thing. That right after I left the dealership with it, as a matter of fact, I got on a little bit and it brought the front wheel up, and I went, "Wow, this is kind of cool."
Got a little whiskey throttle going on.
Well, you would think it's, yeah, I think it's got, compared to, so the BMW had 168 horsepower. The BMW has like 52, or the Sportster has like 52. BMW can't raise that front wheel up. The Sportster you can. And there's no stopping it. There's no wheelie control where if you bring it up, it gets about an inch high and then stops. No, that thing will flip you. It will go bye-bye. So, but call it a girl bike. Go ahead. It is a girl bike. It's just like a girl. It will try to kill you at every opportunity.
That was another thing got brought up is you ought to have a smaller bike. You ought to have this. You ought to have that. It's like, I've seen all those advisors. Oh, you should start with this. Not that. Get the bike you want and learn to ride the bike that you got. That's it. You can learn how to ride on a 600 or 700, 800 pound bike. It's just relative. It's gonna be easier on a lighter bike. Do you want it to be easier, or do you want the bike that you want instead of blowing your budget every 2 years to try and get a different bike? Just get the bike you want. They don't. You see like these police officers that go out there, and they're going to train them how to ride, right? They're going to, we're going to be a motor officer now. We're going to train you how to ride. They don't say, well, you're going to start on a moped. They put them on a 1200 or a 1250, RT, and say, go for it. They don't start them on this little stuff. So, and realistically, get the bike you want. And I know there's going to be people out there. Wait for the comments. I know there's going to be people out there who go, "Oh no, you need a light bike. You got to start with this. It's safer." Screw that. If I wanted safer, I wouldn't ride.
Yeah. If I were to keep living, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So yeah
exactly.
And the let's just call a spade a spade. The Sportster might be a little bit lighter, but it's super top heavy. So it's almost difficult to learn how to ride on a Sportster versus a bigger bike. Put them on a Heritage Softail. You can ride for days on a Heritage. It's easy to ride because it's such a great riding bike.
Yeah.
I like to say the Sportster is a heavy BMX.
Yeah.
Because everything, it is. What amazed me most about the Sportster is how quickly, when you go to turn, it just whips. You have to actually, there's no friction in the steering head. You go to turn, it turns. It whips. And I had to get used to it. Because, yes, it was very, very touchy. Touchy. That's the word. Yeah. I'm sure there's another word. Yes.
There's been times where I went to take off and I must have hit that. I don't know what happened. How you maybe do a little bump or your wrist kind of jolts that little bit on the throttle, and that bike shot forward so hard, which only makes your wrist go down even more. And I swear to God, I don't know how my arms are still attached at the shoulders.
Yes, I have nearly lost the grip so many times.
I rode it out. And it took me probably like a quarter mile to get it back underneath me again. I'd be like, okay. That's
so. Journey of Jerry was telling me that he hates the Vans grips because they're sticky. That's the only reason I haven't crashed that bike yet, because the grips are sticky. Because I'll go to twist it sometimes, and it's like, good thing, because my hands are almost wide open by the time I realize what's going on, and the stickiness of the Vans is the only thing that'll keep them in my hands. Holy shit!
Wait, what? Whoa!
He keeps his hands sticky.
The Vans grips. Oh my God, we lost her. We lost her.
Yeah, we lost her with sticky grips.
But yeah, the Vans are like $20 a set anyway. So like once they get sunstroked and they get sticky, she's making that face. Oh God, oh damn, I didn't capture it in time. That would have been a great. Oh, hang on, I can shift S.
I was frozen.
Go back and get it though.
Damn it.
I'm smiling too, so it's gonna be good.
Oh, there it is. Shift control. Yes, got it. I got it on screen grab. Oh, that she's giving that what the hell look.
It's perfect. I noticed that somebody gets catered every time she's on camera. Food gets put in front of her, and she's like,
Somebody's babied. Oh yeah.
"Slow down."
As I should
That's
be.
awesome.
It is my God-given right as a woman.
That's awesome.
Women have rights. What?
Awesome.
Oh my gosh! So we talk about pet peeves. That's one of my pet peeves right there. Is when I'm out riding and people come up and they're like, "Who the fuck is her husband?" They're like, "Oh, are you waiting for somebody, honey?" No, I don't know. You got something?
Well, you know, Indy Ridge gloves have that hard knuckle across the outside.
People come up and they'll be like, "Well, where is your?" And they'll ask me too. I'll be at a grocery store sometime, loading groceries in my bike, and they'll be like, "Where is somebody with you?" It's like, "Don't worry, it's okay. My husband set the GPS for home. I will find my way."
So Itchy Boots, in all her videos, this never fails. She'll pull into a gas station or something, or a police stopper, and they're like, "So where's your husband?"
Yeah.
And she shows it every time. And she shows it every time. And it's like, and you think she'd get tired of it. I think now it's just the joke. She waits for it. Or they go,
Yeah.
"So are you married?"
Alone? Where's your? Yeah.
Yeah. Are you alone? So are you married? Why not? You should be married. And I think she's
I'm telling people I'm widowed, and they're like, "Oh no, what happened to your husband?" I was like, "Well, number one asked me about my bike, and number two asked me, and number three and number four is just waiting."
you have to come up with a good story. So when they ask you where your husband is, you got, well, this was his bike and he was killed on it. And so now the bike and me are very close because he did what I always wanted to do. So now I'm going to keep this bike for, no, I'm just kidding. But no, come up with a good story. So, well, my husband died on this bike and I've decided to ride across America. I haven't slept in 5 days. Eventually I'll fall asleep too and down the bike just like he did. And then we can be together. I know, right? Come up with a good story. You've got to preload these conversations in your head where when people say shit that you know they're going to say, come up with a good story.
I will think of something. I promise. I usually do on the fly. I just not tonight. I'm sorry.
So what you got to do?
And next week's topic.
Have you heard the dog food story about dumb questions? This guy broke his arm. And he's in Walmart and he's buying dog food. And this guy comes up and says, "How'd you break your arm?" He goes, "Oh, it's the dog food. I'm on the dog food diet." He says, "The doctor said if I went on this, it's lean protein. It's nothing but high grain and it's good for you. And I went on the diet and I lost 50 pounds. He says, "Really?" And he says, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, how'd you break your arm?" He goes, "Well, I was chasing a car and it hit me."
That's so bad.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Oh my God, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, let's see. What's the dumbest thing somebody's ever told me when I was on a motorcycle?
Dumbest thing anybody's ever told you on
Is
a
that
bike?
our topic now?
Well, it was.
Is that?
It's like the wind. It constantly. Yeah. It just constantly shifts, and sometimes it blows you down.
You missed it earlier. I stirred the pot with have you ever received any unsolicited advice? And Gmod's face went. It was awesome.
Not her.
I was reading through the comments. I saw the comments. Oh my God.
I think the best conversations are from people who ride, but don't want to admit they don't know how to do stuff. I've talked to you about this before. One of the conversations that I always get, or the comments on my videos, is you can't reset that. I actually had somebody, when I reset the BMW, when I reset the service timer, they said, "You faked that because you can't do that yourself. You've got to bring it to BMW to do that."
God.
And I'm like, "No, I did it. I'll do it again." And I did another video on it. And the funniest thing, I looked it up. That video was from 3 years ago. It's still my number one video every year because people watch that video to find out how to reset their own service timers. But I made 3 videos, ended up making 3 videos on how to reset your service timer because nobody believed that could actually do it. Because the BMW techs, not BMW themselves, the BMW techs will tell you, you have to have the BMW GS 911 to reset it. The 911 is a $400 device. You've got to buy BMW's program that's another $100. And they swear if you don't have it, you can't do it. I bought a $35 OBD MX and I bought an $8 program from BMW to run it for every BMW ever made. And I can update it. And the funny thing is, so you update it through Motoscan. And it's updates for life. And I've done two different years of the K16. And now I know I can do the BMW 310 GS because I did it last weekend. But they'll swear you can't do it. And even she, when she brought the GS over, she says, well, they said I got to bring it to BMW, and BMW is going to charge me $500 to reset this. I'm like, shit, bring it over. I'll show you this shit. But, and again, and I think it's because people don't want to admit they've been had or they've been taken. That's the people that swear you can't do it yourself because they don't want to admit that they've been taken for a fool. Just like they say you can't change your own tires on a BMW. It's hard on the back tire because they're so fucking fat, but I do the front one all the time. And like, no, or the ones that say that you can't bleed brakes on a bike that has ABS. Nope, you can't do it. You can't. Nope, no, you can't. Nope, you got to do it at the dealer. You got to have it on a special machine. Oh yeah.
I got comments on my Instagram for the emissions stuff that I discussed last week.
People hate what they don't understand. Yeah, it's like Drew was saying. People hate what they don't understand. No,
there are some serious people with issues about making an engine run better. And yeah, man, you can't do that. Yeah, I can. I did already. Part of it.
There's so much you can't going on, and
yeah. Sorry, when you know engines, I happen to know engines, and the M8 really needs a lot of ventilation. Okay, it really does, and it doesn't need to be vented back into the engine. That just craps it up. The next thing is actually I'm gonna vent another part of the engine actually in the next one. So maybe I'll do a video on it. I'll keep this surprise. But yeah, and there's a cheap way and there's an expensive way. Well, I'm gonna say cheap. There's an inexpensive and there's the expensive way. You can actually buy setups, to where you're venting that oil vapor out of the engine, away from the engine into a filter or a catch can. There's expensive ways to do it. One of them is like $179, or for $25 you can buy the parts, drill a tap it, and run that stuff out. So there's this other thing that I'm going to be doing. Without getting into detail, there's a $350 cover that has a hole in it. Well, it's got a check valve in there. Yeah, cool. For how much? Or I can invest about $18 and do the same thing. So it's just different. And like you were saying, with the BMW, you've got people that, you've got to take it to the dealer. No, you don't. You don't have to take it to the dealer. There's an inexpensive way to do everything you want to do on your bike.
Yep. And your YouTube is your best friend. Here's a funny one. I looked this dude up when I first got the BMW. I looked up tire change and how to take it off and how to remove the brakes and stuff. And this dude went through a whole video on the back tire, got it up on a stand on one of these freaking motorcycle jacks, the whole platform, gets it up and he's wrestling to get the tire out and he can't get the back tire off. And he's like, well, I'm not real sure how to do this. And he ends up getting another 2x4 and jacking it up even further on the jack, trying to get the bike up high enough to pull the wheel out. And I'm looking at it and I'm looking at even his video and I'm like, it looks like there's 2 screws in the back fender. And that looks like a hinge. And I go out to mine, and on both sides of the license plate, there's 2 little T15 screws. And I take those out, and the whole back of the fender folds up. There's a door in the back fender. And I'm like, I just watched this guy for 20 minutes try to wrestle a tire out and then end up putting 2x4s under it to try to jack it up. And you can literally leave it on the center stand and pull the tire right off.
Sounds like the first time he was doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? I'll say this.
Right first time on the third time.
I'll say this. He got 20 minutes of view time out of me watching it.
Yeah.
I watched another guy wrestle with, there's a guy here in Memphis that has one of the, CTX 1300. And he asked me if he'd help me change the air filter in it. And so I'm like, yeah, I'll look out online. And I watched this dude through 2 different videos trying to take all the skins off to try to get to the air box. And he finally gave up. He goes, I'm just going to take it to Honda and let them do it. I'm like, did I just watch 2 full videos of this guy trying to take this thing apart? Yes, I did. And he still didn't do it. Learning lesson, I guess. Of course, somebody like me and somebody like Doug, that's a challenge now. That means I have to figure out how to do this.
You're talking about changing out tires. I absolutely despise changing my own tires. They could double their prices. Okay. I would still pay somebody else to do my tires. I'm not doing it.
Front tire, I have no problem. I've got the machine. I've got everything. The back tire sucks because it's, especially the wide tires. It sucks to try to compress them. If you don't have a second person to keep hands on it, to keep it centered, it sucks.
Fortunately, I've got a really good shop here that doesn't charge me that much. So,
well, Harley, and this is the only thing I hate about Harley is that they'll change a tire for free here, but it's got to be their tire, and it can't be one of the $140 Shinkos. It's got to be the big $350 Dunlops or the Firestones. So you're going to get the big tire. However, like GMA has proven a couple times, you go ahead and get that very cheap tire warranty and just keep bringing it back to them and they'll do it for free.
Yeah.
So there's always something to be said, but to me, it's a challenge.
What Harley Davidson does. They have a really, really good warranty program on their tires. You get a nail, they're going to replace it. So it's like, all right, I put, 6,000 miles on this tire. It's time to start riding the shoulder and see what I can pick up.
Or, yeah, it never fails. I can ride the BMW, or I could before I sold it. I could ride that around town, ride it about 200 or 300 miles from here, never get a flat. As soon as I get over 500 miles from home, I get a flat. I hit a nail. I hit a screw. But that's why I always keep a plug kit with me, because I know as soon as I leave home, I'm going to hit it. I'll never do it around the house. That's too easy. It's too easy to get home if you're 50 miles from home. It's when you're a few hundred miles from home is when you're always going to have something happen.
I only get the flat when I'm carrying the plug kit. or actually when I'm not carrying the plug kit, I get the flat. When I'm carrying the plug kit, somebody else gets a flat. So I just try to carry it so I don't have any flats. So she's got pictures of me fixing tires on other people's vehicles. So yeah, bikes and cars. It's all because I've got the kit, but then I don't have to end up with a flat when I carry it.
I always carry it with me because you never know. Same thing with the toolkit. I at least have the screwdriver because it's the cool thing, especially about the BMW. I could probably with a T25, a T30, and a T50, I could fix almost everything on that bike that would happen to me on the road. And with the Harley, it's a 7/16, a 10 millimeter, and a 3/4. Just about everything on that bike is 7/16, 10 millimeter, or 3/4. And now, of course, they have Torx all over them. But I don't know, a little bit of preparedness will keep you from being dumb. And it can be the stupidest shit you need, like duct tape, a piece of wire, a zip tie.
A zip tie. Yep.
Duct tape, zip tie, and a popsicle stick, I can fix anything.
Velcro straps.
Velcro straps.
Right? Better
Something's
than
gonna
Velcro
happen.
straps are those like huge twisty ties, the night eyes they call them or whatever, the big huge. I love them
Yeah.
so hard. And adjustable bungees and the cargo nets and
Cargo nets, yes.
at least 3 cargo nets. And I've got one of those rechargeable air compressors so I can charge up my tire no matter what. And it's literally is like that big.
Oh, I forgot to do my video on mine. I ordered it and it was $30 off of Amazon. I was like, let's see what this thing is worth. I've ended up doing the Sportster tires on it, the BMW tires. I did the Street Glide tires on it, and I did that 310. And that was before I had to charge it again.
Yeah, I get really good life out of it. The only drawback that I have about mine, I don't know if yours is the same, is that the cord, it pops out and screws into the top of it, and then you put it into your tire. It gets hot.
It does get hot,
God.
but it's as long. Hot. Yep, and I'll turn it on after I'm done, and I'll let it run for a while, and it'll cool it back off.
All right.
So after you're up the tire, let it run a little longer, not attached, and it'll cool off.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's an issue here in the summer. It's hard to get them cooled off. So.
Well, in the garage, even so I've got the huge one. I've got the 25-gallon compressor in the garage. It's just so much easier to put that little battery operated one on there, because it takes 10 minutes to charge up this big ass 25-gallon tank. It takes me no time, and you can program it to the pressure you need. Yeah. So it's got different settings. It's got like bicycle, baseball, or basketball, car, and then motorcycle, and then.
You're like, you guys are trying to run one on the blonde with the baseball, aren't you? Because I know you don't pump up.
I pump up the baseball. It's illegal. They don't like it, but if it's not illegal if they don't catch you. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Yeah. Deflate gate. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I gotta tell you, the one that's gonna make money is if they come up with one of these portable air compressors that's specific just for motorcycles, and you can set it to adjust your suspension and use it also on a different setting for your tires. That way you're not blowing up. Because there's guys that are out there that will try and hook up their air compressor to their suspension, and they just blow it out. And it's like, well, that was a $500 mistake. Don't do that again. Got to have a small pump for that.
Well, the one you can set the pressure on is perfect for that. I'm not sure if you'd put it in. I don't know if you put it in baseball mode or in bicycle, but
no.
Well, I haven't had the last bike I had that had inflatable suspension was the Silver Wing.
Yeah.
So I haven't had one for a while.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's that little bitty pin pump that you're just putting a little, like, just a smidgen of air in at a time.
I had gauges on mine though, so.
Yeah, people blow them out. It's insane. But when they come up with a pump like that, that's going to sell. And I probably shouldn't say that on the internet because now somebody else will do it.
Well, I mean, literally, you need a football pump is all you really need for that. I mean, it doesn't take much.
Yeah,
I would say a couple strokes, but then old Blondie would get crazy and say I said something I didn't, so I'm not going to say. I should have said it.
Did you call me old?
Dirty old Blondie, yeah.
Did you call me an old Blondie? Old Blondie?
I can say that we're almost the same age. I can say that.
I know.
I mean, you're still a lot older than me, but I can say it. I think I've got 5 years on you, so.
No. I'm sorry. I think I'm the oldest one here.
No.
Well,
thank you for that, but
out of the two of you, no, I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest one here.
Okay, we'll talk about it afterwards, but no. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
I think all three of us were literally.
What are you guys giggling?
Well, I got called young man today in the liquor store, so by a guy that was probably 30. So I'm like, you're welcome. You're welcome. Follow me for more tips and tricks.
When you address somebody that's 35 or 40 as a kid, yeah. Oh, it's the kid over there. Ooh, that guy. Yeah.
I've never felt grown up, but I do feel like my age. My back hurts.
Dude, it hit me. I've gotten to that age where I can't lay down until I stretch my back and my knees. Because if I get in bed, it's like, oh shit, I should have stretched before I lay down, and now I don't want to get back up.
Well, before I get out of bed, I have to like warm up the ankles and the knees and like stretch them and flex them so that when I do stand up, They're all ready to go.
And my feet. Oh my God. Why do my feet hurt so bad?
I
didn't-
refuse to talk about ailments or the freaking weather. Okay, I don't. How's the weather? Look the fuck up. I don't care. Don't tell me what the weather's like.
Yeah. You don't have to tell me how the weather is. I can feel it. I know how the weather is.
I can feel it.
I can feel the rain coming.
Here.
Feels like a nor'easter coming. Yeah. Here it comes.
Oh my god. No.
Oh my god.
I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear the weather. I don't want to talk about that. Don't bore me. Okay. Don't bore me with
Right?
that shit. My
Nope.
back hurts. Really? You want to talk about back pain, motherfucker?
Weather's the first thing I look at every morning because I want to know if I can ride or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Or how many clothes. Oh, Sheila's here. Sheila finally jumped in.
there we go. Young blood.
Did I miss Rebecca?
Better late than never. You missed her. She got off. Yeah.
Ah, I promised her I'd be on.
She asked. She's like, is she coming? And I said, she said she would. I don't know. She's probably she's.
She was so sweet.
It's like she's probably out looking for Christmas ornaments. So yeah.
She was like, she texted me, "Where are you?" I was like knee deep in homework, and then I just saw the message. Oh my god, I'll be there in a bit.
She hung on as long as she could.
Well, this is a good segue for me. I've got to go. So, Sheila, I'm glad I got to see you.
You know what?
Yeah,
Guys,
30
I love you.
seconds. I'm so sorry.
You know why she's getting off? She don't want to talk about how old she is, how much younger she is than us. She just realized it.
I already told you I'm
I'm gonna
older.
find
I'm the
out.
oldest one.
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna send you a text after this.
All right. What are we putting on this?
I think we've already talked about this, and I was already older than you. So
I don't think so.
I'll put what's that fancy pink lemonade? Whitney's.
Whitney's. Ooh.
Pink Whitney's.
I don't know.
Pink Whitney's.
Coffee and Monster.
I'll put a bottle of Pink Whitney's on it. She backed out. She's not really froze up. She's faking it because she knows she lost.
Oh, screenshot that face right there.
I'm gonna wait for it to pop up.
Anyways, perfect timing. You guys have a good weekend.
There she is. I'm waiting for your pucker face to come up. Hang on, and then I'm gonna screenshot it. I'm gonna share these later on Instagram. There it is. Got it. Oh, and her eyes are crossed. Oh, your eyes are crossed too. This is gonna be awesome.
I'll bug you this week.
Oh, the things that we talk about.
I'll send it to you first.
That's all right. I'm good.
All right. So Sheila, welcome in. Let's get away from this old lady. Come on, hurry up. Okay, there we go. Sheila, welcome in. Now Sheila's froze up. There she is. All right. So tonight's topics, as we're rolling along, one was pet peeves, and the other was the worst weather you've ever rode in. So you, much like me, you're on the bike all the time.
You know what? Rain is not the worst weather I've rode in, surprisingly. Although I did have a bad time once going to Long Beach, but for me, it's cold. For me, like the unbearable is just freezing cold, you know? Like I told you about that one time I had hypothermia on the fucking Harley. Yeah, I can't do cold.
See,
but one time, my husband and I, when we were still like BFFs, we rode to Long Beach just for the hell of it. It's raining like crazy, like insane. Like the entire freeway is a giant puddle. And we were just like, let's go get some coffee. And we rode to Long Beach. And it's like a 20-minute ride, maybe 25 minutes. But I was wearing like a big puffer jacket, which was spongy as fuck. And everything was wet. So we went and we got like some hot food and some coffee at this place called Shenanigans. And underneath me, there was literally a giant puddle. And the waitress had to come and mop underneath me like 3 or 4 times because I just kept dripping. And then we rode back to his house and he didn't have a dryer. So basically we just put my clothes in the oven and just let it dry in the oven.
What? Okay. I put boots in the oven before. I've never tried to put my clothes in. That just seems like, I guess
was
it's
like, they're
better
gonna
than
burn. And he's like, no, it's wet. It won't burn. And it didn't burn.
Gets a lot of fiber in your diet when you cook your clothes like that. Yeah.
Better than a microwave, I guess. So
uh, yeah, I learned something new that day. Oven is like not just for storage.
Not just for storage.
Just
That's awesome.
storage space for my extra sweaters, you know.
Got it. That's great. You know, actually, they have. There is a thing I learned when I was active duty. There is a boot dryer out there. You plug it
We
in the
got
wall.
3 of them
oh, I have one in the bathroom. I
with gloves too.
I could put gloves and I could put my helmet on it. I've had to put my helmet in it before. So
Yeah, they're beautiful. Whoever came up with that, just genius.
Yeah. Two
Okay.
great inventions: the boot dryer and the bottle warmer when you have kids.
yeah.
Bottle warmer.
Oh yeah, they have
For your
automatic
beer?
bottle warmers for babies. They're great.
Oh, it's for the babies. I thought you meant
Yeah,
like
it's for
bottle
you
warmer
don't
for
warm
your
your beer
beer
unless
while
your
you're
feet
taking
hurt.
care of the babies.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the easiest job in the world. Oh my god. Watch it. Man, I had to get kicked out because I was telling her how easy it was. She's like, "Go back to work. This is easy. I can do this all day. Just feed them, change them, you know, spray them off with a hose now and then because they're boys."
Let me think about pet peeves.
So the girls earlier all said, and I say the girls, unsolicited advice,
Ooh, I love it.
and it
I'm
was
here for it.
Have you ever received any unsolicited advice from
Me?
them?
Oh, I received it. And you know what? You know what? In the beginning, when I first started writing, I was very like, excuse you. And then, I just started thinking of these people as just like, they're like little kids. Little kids who just learned something and they want to teach you what to do, or like special needs adults. So anytime someone
Special needs adults.
yeah, so
I
anytime
love that.
someone gives me advice that's completely unsolicited, I'm like, wow, that's really insightful. Thank you. Good job. Something like that.
You know, Randy,
And then
Randy nailed it earlier when he said when somebody comes up and starts giving you that unsolicited advice, you get into a conversation with them and realize that they're only putting a few miles a month on their bike,
Mhm.
and it's like
they feel, and guys get it too. Guys get it too, and I think it's because sometimes they feel inadequate, and they feel more inadequate when it's a girl. So I think that's why they like to share it more with women.
I call that micro dick energy.
yeah,
Yep, micro penis energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were talking about that earlier too. So like when I'm riding to work in the morning and I get behind somebody, they're doing 5 miles below the speed limit. And as soon as I downshift and blast past them, that's when they decide they've realized now that they're going below the speed limit and want to go faster. Because all of a sudden they look bad.
Yeah. I think my pet peeve is when people, like, let's say I will ride like a 300 and someone pulls up on 1,000 and they're like, oh, that's a girl bike, or oh, when are you going to get a grown bike or something? It's like, that kind of annoys me because, like, just ride your ride and let everybody ride their ride,
right. If you want to ride your slow bike, that's cool. Sorry, it was too easy. It was too easy.
Absolutely. No, it's true though. It's like, just ride your ride then. Nobody's telling you to get on my bike or whatever. I mean, not that I have a 300, but if I did.
I would ride your bike any freaking time you offer it up. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll swap
Which
bikes
one
with
are
you.
you talking about?
I'll let you ride the fat boy if you let me ride yours.
He's talking about the M. Oh no, wait. The M is the one you want. That's right.
The one that's sitting right there.
Oh, shut up. Really?
Yeah. Oh, so I'll see you in what, 4 hours?
A night ride?
Right now.
I'll see you in 4 hours.
Oh, I would love to ride that fat boy.
I don't like the seat that's on it. Let me get another seat first. But hey, it's got the seat on it right now. You can ride on that one. I'm sure.
I don't care about comfort. I just care about how I look on the bike.
It's all. But just remember, you got to let me ride yours. And I don't ride.
Which one though? Which one do you want to ride?
Oh.
So many options.
I believe you said something about a liter BMW.
Well,
Oh, you want to ride that?
Yeah.
Are you sure you can handle it, Doug?
she has the S, and the one she wants is that M1000.
Ah, I wish.
Remember, it's Arizona. There's a lot of desert.
And no helmet law.
No helmet. I'll still wear it though. But yeah, we have to take a ride. We'll go do the. Bring him along too. We'll all go do the Yuma prison run. We'll run down to Yuma and see the territorial prison, which is really cool to go see.
That's such an American thing to do.
Let's go see a prison.
Tourist spot in Arizona. Well, there's the Grand Canyon, and then there's this prison.
It's funny how in America prisons are tourist attractions. So like
Yeah, it's so funny.
so Alcatraz.
I stayed overnight at Alcatraz when I was in high school or middle school or something like that. We did an overnight at Alcatraz. It was the coolest thing ever. We slept in the cells and everything.
So fun fact: look up Yuma High School's mascot.
What's Yuma High School's mascot?
The criminal.
Oh, shut up!
Is it the smooth criminal?
No, it's just the criminal. So, back in the day when they closed the territorial prison for a while there, the high school, they moved the high school over to the prison and used the prison as the high school. Which, is kind of appropriate in a way.
They look the same. I mean, shit. Have you seen any of the high schools now?
Yep.
Surrounded by barbed wire, metal detectors.
They're like prisons or like hospitals. A lot of the newer schools are starting to look like fucking Kaiser Permanente.
Yeah, it's terrible.
They got the paper walls and shit. You can smell if a kid next door like shit in their pants or something. I work with special needs kids, so that's a thing for me.
Well, I went to school in Texas in the 80s, and most of the schools were like trailers. We were like trailer park kids. So
Like the bungalows?
Well, in the 80s, all the schools were the population of the schools were outgrowing the actual schools. So instead of building on the school, they'd pull up an office trailer. And I went to one that literally within a 3-year span, the whole high school went from having 1,200 students to having 3,000 students.
Jesus.
And so they were pulling up office trailers as classrooms. And so it literally looked like a trailer park behind the school.
Wow.
But that's how it was no big deal then. That's how you kept up.
Because it's like, I remember, like, I go to a lot of different schools in Los Angeles County, and I see a lot of schools that are being renovated right now, which is a good thing. But there's also a lot of schools that have like 30, 40 bungalows. And it does kind of look like a trailer park a little bit. But it's a bungalow instead of like a trailer.
Yeah, in Puna, Texas, the entire 5th grade was in office trailers. So all the classes except for music, you were in the office trailers. And you would basically just shuttle from class to class.
That's so crazy.
Trailer park kids. What's the one band had 11th Street Kids? We were Trailer Park Kids.
What's your math? That's Matthew over there. Where it is? Where does wife beater shirts our mascot?
You know what? I was about to say, what's the percentage of substance use for those kids?
Dude. So we were in Texas school. There was no drug use. You'd get beat to death by everybody, but all of the teachers and then your parents, and they'd send you back to school to get beat again. No, it was.
And my pot dealer was my science teacher.
What?
Yeah, that was awesome. I got an A in that class. What kind of
Breaking Bad shit is that?
It's kind of rough for high school. It's all right though. We survived.
Teacher.
I'm not gonna say where I went to school.
Oh my God!
He is long retired now.
I cussed in front of a kid accidentally at school once, and then he just looked at me and he was like, "You're a cool teacher, huh?"
You're all right. Your car won't make a lot.
Oh, we lost her.
No.
She's back. Okay, that was quick.
Oh, I'm at 10% battery. That's why it's doing that.
Oh no! You just got here. Switch phones.
I know.
Go steal somebody's phone.
You guys are welcome to come, but I get to ride your bike.
If I'll let you ride mine if you let me ride yours.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I so want to jump
I'll
on
show
that
you
thing.
mine if you show me yours.
Yeah, but you're only going to see the back of yours because this thing's still limited at 120. So
We'll see.
sorry,
We'll see.
I can't change that for at least another year. I got to hold on to that for now.
Limited at 120.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Freaking Arizona people, man, I tell you.
Gosh, it has so much more throttle left too.
I'm doing a ride tomorrow. So we were supposed to do a ride. My friend Aura organized a ride. And we were supposed to go to the cemetery for fallen vets and put Christmas wreaths on their graves.
Yeah.
So it was like a whole charity thing just to, pay our respects and stuff. But it ended up getting canceled. But some of us still want to do a ride. So, the boys who live here, my husband and my friend, and our neighbor, Mike, who we haven't rode with, but we're gonna tomorrow, we decided, you know what, let's just ride to Malibu instead. And let's do an initiation ride. And then the funny thing is I was texting, we were texting on the group chat about the wreaths and cemetery. He just heard ride and cemetery. He texts me individually and he's like, wait, I'm a little bit confused about tomorrow's ride. Are we going to a funeral?
Yeah. You're gonna dress the same anyway.
It's like the first ride ever and we're going to a cemetery. That would have been kind of...
That's something I've always wanted to do on the motorcycle is be in a funeral procession, in one of these long motorcycle processions for a funeral. And I haven't got to yet.
Well, maybe if I die before you, you can do it for mine.
Oh, I would definitely die before you. Well, I don't know. You ride like a crazy person, so maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Open bets. Open bets.
Crazy.
We'll see.
Yeah, you ride like a crazy person.
Maybe mentally unstable. Crazy.
We'll see. Hang on. Who lost all the people in their group because they got trapped by cops and you didn't? I forget.
Well, it wasn't in my group. It was just me and my husband, but it was all people in the cars and stuff that had to... Okay, I see your point. That was one scenario. That's neither here nor there.
Oh, of course not. Just saying. Ain't pointing fingers, but I mean, just saying.
It's sounding a little bit like you're pointing.
Not to mention any names. I'm just...
I don't say anything, but,
Not to call anybody out, but I did, but...
I took down all the videos passing cops, so I don't do that anymore.
Oh, I've passed cops on 78 and not realize it, and all I could do was just wave, and they wave back.
You know what? That makes a difference.
It does. It does.
Like they're just about to flip over and you wave, you're like, oh, that's a good biker. Okay, you go ahead. You go 120 miles an hour.
So on the BMW especially, they look at me and they're like, "That's no, he can't be doing 100. No, that's not him. No, my radar must be off." Yeah, okay.
When I pass by on my wave and I keep going, yeah.
Well, if you don't look like you're cocky, and if you're tucked into the bike and you're trying to weave, and they look at, I'm chasing that motherfucker. And if you're just riding along and you look like you're just out for a Sunday drive,
you know what?
They're not worried about you.
One time it was in the middle of the night, and I was maybe lane splitting at 90, 100 miles an hour, which is usually not a big deal. But this time I see a cop behind me, and I'm like, oh shit. So I slowed down. I slowed down to 60 or 70. And then I passed to the side, let him go first, So he passes me and he starts going 90, 100 miles an hour. I'm like, holy fuck. Okay. That's okay then if I go too, right? Because that's a cop in front of me. He's leading the way, right? And yeah, I had police escort for 30 minutes on the freeway. It was beautiful. That was the coolest cop ever. And then there was another cool cop. It was a sheriff who, we were at a red light together, and he's like, "You want to race?" And he's on his Harley, and meanwhile I'm on the S1000, and I'm like, "Oh, let's go!" I start revving my bike, and then he just went super slow. I'm like, "Oh, I guess we're not racing."
Guess we're not.
Yeah, this was well. I mean, if you do that, even if you did take off, yeah, he can't. If you did try to run that, he couldn't give you a ticket because that's entrapment. It'd still be funny though.
Oh, is it really? Okay,
I would frame that ticket. I would frame it.
When I had the Forte coupe, I got pulled over by a cop, and he walks up to the window and goes, "Oh, it's an old guy. Okay, look, I'm gonna write this at 5 over. Call it in. And they'll throw it out." It's like I'm not the guy he wanted that day.
Hey guys, I have to go because I think my niece is here. She's bringing me her keys because I have to take care of her doggies tomorrow. All right, love you guys. Sorry for being late.
No, next Friday you can
right now,
you can make up for it next Friday.
All right. Can you send me a reminder or something? Because
I'll send you a reminder.
Bad with the dates and stuff. Like, just send me a reminder and be like, hey, at 6 you have to be here.
I'll send you a reminder. I think I can send reminders on Riverside, so I'll do that. If not, I'll just text you right before.
All right, cool. Bye, guys.
See you next week.
See you next week.
You attract some of the best people around you, man.
I do, and I'm not sure how I do it. I'm just lucky. I don't know. It's like I see some of these people on here, and they treat their guests mean. They try to get them with stickers, "How gotcha" questions and stuff, and it's like, what are you doing? Don't you want these people to come back? Even on talk shows, I see it all the time. They try to treat their guests like they're dumb and get them in gotcha moments, and it's like, if you treat these people nice, they'll come back. So I treat everybody nice, and apparently they keep coming back. So, well, some of them.
You know that, and it's the listening part. Listen to what they have to say. That's really it, and it's active listening. It's not just, okay, you're talking, and I'm waiting for you to finish. I've seen that a lot on some of the interviews.
Well, sometimes I have a good story. I just got to go. My turn.
Yeah, exactly. But it's active listening. You're paying attention, and you're rolling with the conversation. It's one of the better channels.
I like it, and I enjoy it. These are actually my friends. When I get somebody on here and I start interviewing them, they're my friends, and it just feels that way. And that's why I get a lot of return customers. And I love it.
Yeah, there's been a couple that I'm not going to watch. There's
been a couple. There's been a couple on here that I'm like, I'm never letting this person back in. It's not happening.
Yeah, the majority are really good. So yeah, definitely. And the good ones do come back. So you're exactly right. I don't know what it is. It's something about you, man.
I think I keep an open channel, and everybody, and you've had my questions before. You've seen them. I haven't got to do you yet because I've had you on here so many times. I keep thinking I've interviewed you.
Nope.
And then I'm like, God, I haven't. So literally, you've been on here now probably 30 times. This feels like I have interviewed you. We're going to do this again, though. We have to.
I have to get approval for interviews.
I'll have to get you up. Write it up. Yep. I want to ask any questions about anything except motorcycles and the dumb things you've done that you haven't been arrested for. So.
Oh, I've done a whole lot of dumb things.
I look back at especially my teenage years when I first started riding bigger bikes, and I'm like, why am I still alive? Why am I this way?
I can tell you, actually, when I was a teenager riding, I probably rode. Actually, I know I rode a lot more conservative, and I think it's because of all the dirt bike stuff. Because when I talk about riding, I'm talking about riding on the street. All the dirt bike stuff that I did when I think I started riding when I was around 6 or 7 on like mini bikes and stuff, and then 125s and all that. 3-wheelers, which are the dumbest vehicle out there. That's the worst engineered motorcycle ever. The 110, I had the 110 3-wheeler. Oh my god, that thing. Yep. I believe in one of my intelligent moments when I was a pre-street rider was when I was racing a train on the 3-wheeler beside him, and then this ditch came out of nowhere. That was a broken foot.
I had a friend who had one of the big red 250s, and he ran it straight into a phone pole. And I swear to God, from looking at it, it looked like he went through the pole. He hung on with his left hand and hit the pole and swung around the pole. And as he got around the pole, he let go, and he just flew for like another 10, 15 feet. But from us looking at him, it looked like he went through the pole. And I'm like, how the hell did that just happen?
And they're the worst engineered. I mean, for tipping anything, it's the worst engineered motorcycle.
It was a child killer. Yeah, they called it the child killer because so many kids died on them or got crushed under them. Yeah.
But man, just engineered terrible. we're going to lock a rear axle and then say turn. No, that's just bad all around.
They were
that's
fun,
awesome.
but yeah, if it's you'd have something wrong with you to ride it.
We
Apparently,
did all the crazy, stupid stuff, pulling sleds and dragging each other around fields and stuff. And, it was a blast.
oh yeah, we had a dumpster lid we'd pull. So with those plastic blow molded dumpster lids, we tie a rope to one and drag each other through the field. Oh yeah, and we did it on boats too. That was super stupid.
We thought
Anyway,
a fiberglass tabletop did that. Oh my God. That was good times. But it also, I'm glad that those dumb times came around because, later on, when I was in my 20s and stuff, I thought back, wow, all the fun that we had and the bad decisions came out with a lot of really good judgment for riding on the street.
yeah, you learn a lot. Well, that's back when my reflexes were fast. So
Yeah.
again, I could dodge dogs and stuff doing 120 with sunglasses on, no shirt, tennis shoes, and cut off jeans.
Oh yeah.
And
Wow.
if I tried to,
First motorcycle wreck, I was in a 99-cent T-shirt, denim pants, and boots. And fortunately, when I went over the hood of that Honda Accord, I got a little scuff right here on my elbow. That was it. So I was really fortunate that shirt didn't burn through on the asphalt. And it was a 99-cent shirt.
well, that was the good thing about Texas is there's lots of grass. As soon as you fall off the asphalt, there's deep ditches, usually full of water, and grass about a foot long that's very smooth and green that you can slide on.
Smooth and green and slows you down.
And yeah,
Oh wow.
absolutely.
But yeah, that matter of fact that we were talking about pet peeves, or not pet peeves, but peeves from other bikers, and one of the things I keep hearing all the time is like you said, oh well, I had this bike or I had that bike. Well, what made you get rid of it? Oh, traffic. Shoot, I ride because of traffic. Okay, I that 25-minute ride to work I can do in 16 on a bike. So because I'm not sitting there behind 19 cars.
I'll tell this story. It's one of my favorite ones to tell. When I first moved to this area, I rode the which one did I have then? I had the R1100. Had the RT. Drove it up to the tattoo shop, and while I was in there waiting for my tattoo, a guy comes in and says, "Whose BMW is that?" And I said, "It's mine." He goes, "Do you know how to work on BMWs?" I said, "Yeah, I work on it myself." He's like, "Well, can you fix one up for me?" The story was this guy's dad had a '84 R65 and would ride this thing everywhere. And he got called in the middle of the night and says, your dad has had a motorcycle wreck. You need to come get him and come get the bike. When he gets out there, his dad's in the ambulance and the bike is laid down in the street with an oxygen tank strapped to the back seat. This dude would go riding with an oxygen tank on the back of the bike. I think he said it was 75 then. And he would ride this thing all over America. They said they would wake up in the morning and he's gone. He lived with his son, which was this guy. He'd be gone. And they'd get a call later that night. Yeah, I'm out in here. I decided to drive up to New York, or I'm driving down to Florida. And this is it. They're in Memphis. And the old dude would just take off. So he paid somebody to come pick the bike up. And he said, just make it where it won't start. So the dude took the air fuel mixture screws and just screwed them all the way in. Well, when the guy went to get out of the hospital, they're like, oh, this will make him not ride for a while. Well, no, they couldn't get the bike running again. So it took me probably 3 months to get the bike where it would start and idle and run and everything, because they just took every screw and just screwed it all the way in. And the dude would buy parts for me, and the trade-off was he would give me tattoos for the work I did. So I got a lot of tattoos from that bike. But his goal was to get the bike restored where he could ride it across America to dump his dad's ashes because his dad died. But I forgot where I was going with that story. Anyway, but yeah, the old man, he rode this thing literally so long he had to have oxygen to ride it. And dude, if you don't have to stop riding, why would you?
Yeah, because somebody sabotaged your bike.
Yeah, I mean, we'll all eventually get to the point to where, like I said, I got rid of the BMW because the seat height was like 35 inches, so I had to get a bike. Now I've got one that has a 31-inch seat height. It's more comfortable. I'll eventually have to get a bike that's easier to hold up. I might have to go to a trike, or I might have to go to a Riker. I might have to go to something else. I don't plan on ever not riding until it's just absolutely impossible for me to ride. It's a love affair I don't want to give up.
I don't want to live that long. You know, right about the time that I can't ride anymore. But you know, it's also part of the whole health kick that I'm on right now is I'm dumping weight because I'd like to live longer. So, you know, I'm gonna be healthier and stop getting traumatic experiences on my body.
That helps. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we'll save that for an interview.
We'll talk about that interview. Just tell me when you're ready. Tell me when the big people will let you do the interview,
Yeah,
and
right.
we'll do an interview.
But no, it's one of those things too. And you were talking about, you know, changing different bikes and stuff. Eventually, everybody goes to a street bike or what you know, and it's because of that comfort level. You know, we get to a certain age or we get to a certain point in our life, kind of like Juan. We don't have anything to prove to anybody anymore. We don't really care what you say about us or what you say about, oh, I'm riding a bagger, or oh, I've got an electric glide today or whatever. I don't care. You know I'm in the wind right now and you're probably not.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's it. You know, and if they are, hey, good on them too. I'm going to be cheering them on. But
Yeah.
I got nothing to prove.
Do your thing. I'm going to do mine. And if you don't like what I'm doing, that's your problem, not mine.
Well, if I'm doing what I'm doing and they cheer me on, then they're good people. If they're, you know, being critical and not in a funny way, then fuck themselves. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, I really don't.
And I'm going to give my friends a gravitas amount of shit whenever possible,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it will all be with a grain of salt because you only make fun of the things that you don't understand, but friends make fun of the things that they know also that they do also. So it's
And that's something too, and it's a veteran thing also. You know, we're going to give each other a hard time.
because you have to. It's required. I mean, shit.
If you don't, then there's something wrong with you if you're not giving me a hard time. Right?
Yeah, you've got to give people shit, you know, and
Yeah.
and you also have to be aware that sometimes it might not be the right time, but still, push that envelope, push the envelope.
Yeah, get it to that point. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, that's it, and that's the way I look at it. I mean, yeah, they'll turn around. Oh, you're riding a Harley. You know, you must be this or must be that. I don't care what you're on, man.
Yeah, I used to
As
confuse
long
this
as
shit
you're
out
on
of people.
something with 2 wheels and an engine, and you're out there with me, great. You know. So
People-
I say the whole thing about people starter bikes. I don't like it. I think it's a stupid idea to do. But if somebody's on a 300 and they want to go ride with me, let's go. Let's go right now. I'll take the day off. I don't care. You know. So it's all a good time.
Yeah, I love every bike. I mean, people used to say, well, you're on a BMW. Yeah, I've got a Kawasaki and a Harley in my garage. Makes sense of that. Yeah, I've got every bike.
Exactly.
Figure it out. I mean,
two BMWs and 2 Harleys. Go figure. You know. So.
and they're all fun to ride.
And would I take a Busa too? Yeah, I sure would. You know? I sure would. But I'd like an RR better, and Sheila better watch out if she brings that bike. I'm gonna light it up.
You're gonna go shopping again. Yeah.
Oh my God, I came so close to buying one the other day, and I better stop talking about it again.
So, and I've always said, I don't want a chopper, but when I rode Sick Bastards, dude, that thing was bone rattling. It was so jarring. It was so violent. It was just vulgar, but it was so fun to ride.
Nice.
Would I try to take it across the country? No. But riding it around, Tampa down there in Valrico, freaking awesome. The bike was so stupidly violent. It was so fun. But dude, I'll ride anything once. Give me a chance.
When I see Angel get on one of hers, Red Rider. When I see Red Rider get on one of hers, and I just look at it and go, "Oh, that's gonna hurt in about 40 minutes." I don't think I could do that right
Perfect
now.
example. She's got the Fat Boy, she's got the Dyna, she's got the shovel head, and then she has this little bitty, 50cc dirt bike, little pit bike, and she has as much fun on every one of those bikes. No matter which one she's on, she's out having fun and giggling. So it's like, and that's what it's all about. Do what makes you happy. Do what's fun. Once it stops making you happy and it's not fun anymore, what's the use? So have fun when you can.
Exactly. I completely agree. So
Yeah, Road King says 2 wheels is 2 wheels.
what do you think is going to be next week?
Next week's topic, God, who knows? I could tell you now, but I'd probably change it by next Wednesday. If you guys have some good comments, what do you guys want to see next weekend? There's still enough of you here, so what do you want to see? You know, what? And I got to get some of you guys in here too. Serenity Kitty, I keep seeing you pop in. I got to get you on here sooner or later.
Oh, I was giving her a hard time in the chat earlier.
It's a him.
She's awesome. She's awesome. So,
it's a him.
Oh, her. Sorry.
Him. It's a him.
Whatever. Her. Him. Okay. Fine. Fuck. Anyway, giving Serenity Kitty a hard time in the chat earlier, and it was like, what? I like it. You're all right. You know what do you mean? You know. So yeah, anybody I give a hard time to, it's literally because I like it. If I don't give you a hard time, it's because I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, if I'm ignoring you, it's just yeah.
Yeah. So wait, how you gonna have a name like Serenity Kitty and be a dude? That's just weird.
That's just what he picked. I'll tell. Here's another Navy story for you.
That's like the boy names too.
Yeah, it made him grow up tough. So
I do not want to get in a fight with Serenity Kitty.
When I was in, how do you do? Yeah, you're gonna die. So when I was in the Navy, I had this guy that I really didn't particularly like him, and he didn't really particularly like me. We just kind of ignored each other. And one day we're both on the mess decks because we're both cranking, and these two dudes get in a fight or cussing each other or going for each other. So I grab one guy and he grabs the other guy, and I was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you people, man? Can't you? I don't like him. I don't like him either." Oh, I was like, "Dude," I said, "I don't like Douglas. You know, Douglas fucking hates me." And Douglas, like, "I don't hate you." So really, I don't hate you either. Really? I always thought you didn't like me. No, I just didn't really care. It's like, oh, well, shit. We went drinking that night, and for the next 4 years on the ship, we were best friends. But it was like, well, if you don't like me, I'm just not going to talk to him, you know? And I'll say this, I said this a couple times on Threads today. Conversation and just will clear up 90% of the problems you have with anybody. Once you start talking to somebody and find out what they're all about, what they stand for, you might be absolutely 99% of your whole life can revolve around that person, and you just didn't know it because that 1% was sticking out. And once you start talking and you have a conversation, you might love that person. Maybe not enough to marry them, but it'll clear up a lot of problems.
Well, I love you, but not in a homo way.
You homo, yeah.
No homo.
Not enough to go down on a submarine with you.
No uninvited butt stuff, all right? Oh my God.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and shake. If you guys have a thing for next week, if you guys want to see a topic, throw it down in the bottom chat, and we will we'll do it. So Serenity Kitty says Kitty is his nickname, and his bike is named Serenity. Makes perfect sense. All right.
All right then.
So let's get the outro music. So yeah,
Don't forget like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and look down in the comments below. I always have T-shirts for sale. Look in the description of my. I can't even talk anymore. What the hell's happened to me? The description of the channel. Yeah, words are hard today. It's Friday. It's been a hell of a week. But yep, I got T-shirts. I actually have a new T-shirt company now, so I'm gonna have to throw that up there. The old one, I guess, was taking too big of a cut. I found one that doesn't take as much of a cut, so the prices for the shirts are lower. So I'll be putting that in the comments here shortly. But yeah, grab a T-shirt, grab a coffee mug, grab a water bottle, something to help support the channel, because every little bit helps. And if you like the video, share it, like it, comment, subscribe, hit the ding dong diddles and all that good shit. And I will see you guys in the next one. Let's do the outro porn music. Let's go. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I did. I'll see you guys next week.
I look forward to Friday.
Fridays are coming. Bye, everybody.